few details of what's happened in the Super League itself today. There have been 2 games that have taken place, and here come the results right now. And as you can see, a first away win for the Wakefield Wildcats in the Super League in 12 months, and a second successive victory for the Salford Red Devils, this time against the Widnes Vikings, 28-20. And all of the highlights, i.e. the tries, are available now at skysports.com/rugby league. That is on our website. Okay, Leeds are here without 6 of their grand final winning lineup because of retirement and injury, of course, and that's a real shame that they're not at full strength to face the Cowboys, whose 17 tonight is exactly the same that won the best NRL grand final of all time in October. A mighty challenge for the Rhinos.
What's Brian McDermott been focusing on in the build-up to this game this week?
He's just trying to get back to our winning ways and what we done best at last year and that. So yeah, we've been working hard at training and that. So it'll be good this week, and we've all done well at training.
Michael, an amazing year in 2015, culminating victory on the biggest stage, and you're breaking new ground again here in 2016, the Cowboys' first World Club Challenge match. Good time to be involved with the Cowboys.
Yeah, it is. It's very good. Feel very fortunate to be a part of this group and to have done what we've done together. So, like I said, it's a new experience for us and one we've been looking forward to.
We're really confident about doing a good job tonight. We've got a chance to get in our hands on some more silverware. That'd be 4 out of 4 that you can possibly get, and the club's really focusing on that, and all the boys are. Brian McDermott's backing us, and like I say, we're just full of confidence. Everyone's rated us up already, so in our eyes we've got nothing to prove to anyone, so we can go out there, a bit of a free rein, and give it his best shot.
As co-captain of the Cowboys, what's your personal message been to the rest of the boys throughout the week and leading into tonight?
First things, enjoy the week. You don't get this chance too often. We did a lot of hard work last year to put ourselves into this position, so enjoy the week, enjoy the preparation, but when it comes time to work tonight, let's get the job done.
You're up against a very good Queensland side, but do you still believe you can win?
Yeah, absolutely. Throughout my career, certainly in the last 10 years, we've had a lot of doubters, but we seem to, play well under adversity and stuff. So, we're just concentrating on playing well in our performance tonight, and then that'll take care of itself.
Terry O'Connor and John Wells talking to the Stars pre-game. Well, look, they've rolled the red carpet out for the North Queensland Cowboys at Headingley, but the weather is anything but hospitable. It is blowing an absolute hoolie. Look at that. The gale force winds are even making the floodlights shake here, and that's the sort of breeze that the players will have to go into the face of during the course of this match. I can tell you that Leeds have won the toss. They've decided to go with the wind in the first half. Therefore, they will be running from left to right as we watch from this side of the ground. We have witnessed some exceptional skills from the players of the NRL over the past 48 hours. But can we dare to dream tonight that spirit that got Leeds home during the playoff series and the grand final itself in 2015 could possibly swing the balance in the Rhinos' favour tonight? Well, we've got great stars out on the field, and our 2 stars here in the studio are with us again, Sam Tompkins and Steve-O. Sam, is this our time? Please say yes.
I'm certainly hoping so. We all know that they're up against it, Leeds, the big underdogs, and probably they've never been in this situation before, being such big underdogs. So going into the game tonight, I'm sure they'll be thinking they've got nothing to lose, which I don't think they have. I think they can show a lot of spirit and put on a good performance today. Then we can all keep our fingers crossed that they will do the what everyone's thinking is impossible.
Yeah, well, it is supposed to be mission impossible. I heard Rod Studd during the commentary on Friday night saying that Leeds 5-1 against to win this trophy tonight with the bookies. They're the biggest underdogs in World Club Challenge history.
And I think, part of that's down to the difference in teams tonight. The Cowboys aren't missing anyone, and the team that won the treble last year for Leeds, there'll be a few of those blokes not playing. So, it's understandable, those odds, but, the bookies aren't always right.
No, they're not, and let's hope that they're not right tonight and Leeds put on a great show. We certainly hope so, Steve-O. And the one thing that they do have in their favour, well, the two things they have in their favour, A, the Cowboys don't start terribly well a season. That is historical. And tonight, this weather, the rugby league gods are shining on the Rhinos. The wind is blowing like mad. The rain is tipping down. What is it in North Queensland at the moment? About 35 degrees centigrade?
It's pretty hot at the moment, but let's not forget that they get the monsoons up there as well. So they're used to the rain, but it's warm rain. This is very cold tonight. It was a good toss to win because they have selected to go with the wind. So therefore the kicking game is going to be very, very important. The likes of the fullback Cood, he's going to get under a lot of pressure, as will the wingers. But sometimes when you play against the wind, sometimes it can be an advantage that side as well, because you can punt the ball high and it will come back to you, and that'll give you the opportunity to get it on. I mean, I look at Jordan Lilly. To my knowledge, he's only started for Leeds on 2 occasions. One was at the hooker, and the other one is now at scrum half, and he has to take on the world's best player in Jonathan Thurston. It's not going to be easy for him, though. When we were here for the Warrington game, when we kicked off the Super League 2016, he came off the bench and was extremely impressive. So this is an opportunity for one young guy to just say, hey, listen, I played better than Jonathan Thurston. And in these conditions, it's very rare you find Thurston will have a bad game. It's very, very good. Keeps going. But this could be the night when he has a stinker.
We shall see, because he is the world's greatest player at the moment. He's won all the awards that tell us that. Now, if you were watching last night, you'll have seen the interview that I conducted with Wayne Bennett. That's available on demand right now. Also on demand, and we're going to hear from him right now, is an interview that Brian Carney has conducted this week with the world's best, Justin Thurston.
JT, I've heard your career described as a journey from ratbag to royalty. Why don't you take us back to the streets of Sunnybank in Brisbane?
I grew up at Sunnybank, started playing footy when I was 6 years of age, and did my schooling there till grade 10, and then I moved to Toowoomba to do year 11 and 12 at a rugby league school, St Mary's College. So, and then after that, my first year out, I got a trial with the Bulldogs. So.
Okay, let's break down that journey itself. Your parents, Debbie and Graham, they made tremendous sacrifices to try and push you along the road.
Yeah, like you said, Mum and Dad, they made a lot of sacrifices. I didn't realise it until I was probably about 20, the sacrifices that they had to make for me to pursue rugby league.
They sent you away to Toowoomba because they thought that would be your best way of focusing on rugby league, and there at Toowoomba you thought to yourself that NRL might be a realistic target for you.
Yeah, so I was talking to a couple of clubs in high school, and then in the space of about a month they all declined in taking me, so had to find a job. Started working in Coles when I left school in the butcher section. So I did that for about 6 months, and then Ricky Stewart seen me play Queensland 19s, I think it was, in 2001, and he was the Jersey flag coach for Canterbury, and sent Mark Hughes up to have a chat, and yeah, I thought I wouldn't get another opportunity, so then I made the decision to move from Toowoomba down to Sydney.
It's hard to believe looking back at it now, but there wasn't exactly a line of clubs. I mean, the oft-trotted out line is that he was too small, he was too fragile, he might be too vulnerable in defence, and all but the Bulldogs declined in the end.
Yeah, I've pretty much had that growing up. I was always too small, couldn't tackle, so yeah, clubs weren't really that interested. So moved to Sydney on a trial basis. Wasn't getting paid, so was washing cars, worked at a dealership to wash cars Monday to Friday, and then training in the afternoon. So it took a while for me to get a start in the Jersey flag team, the under-20s team. So I think it was about maybe 6 weeks before I made it onto the bench, and sort of went from there.
You eventually made your way into becoming an established first-grade player in 2004, so you called into play off the bench in the grand final You made a very kind gesture to Stephen Price, who missed out on that position in the starting 17. You gave your winner's ring to Stephen Price. Can you please explain why?
Yeah, so the week before, Price had got injured, and you know, I remember Folksy called me into his office and said, I'm going to play you on the bench, and I nearly fell out of my chair, fell out of the chair. So I was only 21. We obviously won the game, and I got the premiership ring, and as soon as I grabbed it, I handed it over to Pricey, because, you know, if he didn't get injured the week before, there was no chance I'd be playing.
There was tears of joy, I'm sure, after that grand final win, and then tears of disappointment when you found out the Bulldogs didn't want to keep you.
Yeah, it was a tough decision to leave there, but you know, I was playing behind Braithen Nasty, was playing for Australia at the time, and Brent Sherwin just signed a 5-year deal, so yeah, I had to move on, and I thought that was probably the best option for me to establish myself and establish my career at North Queensland.
Let's quickly recap on 2015. Might go down as the greatest individual year a rugby league players ever have. You won your 4th Dally M, your 3rd Golden Boot, your 2nd grand final. You were man of the match in a grand final. If you can, in a couple of sentences, tell us about that year.
The year started off with the birth of our 2nd daughter, Charlie, in March. She turns 1 in March, so then the year just kept getting better and better. We got off to a shaky start. We were 0-3. Round 4, we beat Melbourne, and then we went on a run. There was a lot of self-belief in that team, and you know, I finally won a premiership at the Cowboys, and no doubt that's probably my greatest moment in my rugby league career.
You won it in style as well. The scores are locked up, 16-0. You got a kick to come from the sideline, a conversion.
Yeah, taking that kick, I remember, you know, that's what dreams are made of, to win a grand final with the kick after the buzzer, and I tried to drill it low and hard at the right upright, and hopefully it come around, but I probably pushed it out.
Finger came up as well.
I know, it was coming, and yeah, so it hit the upright, and it was like a bad dream. But you know, the boys quickly ran over to me, and you know, they snapped me out of it pretty quickly.
You're over here. You got a final box. You said you wanted to tick. It's winning this World Club Challenge.
Yeah, I've never experienced it, so I wanted to focus on that all pre-season, and I wanted to prepare the best that I can. So that's why I pulled out of the All-Stars match to focus on this.
What have you told your teammates about what they should expect here?
Yeah, it's just to enjoy it. You know, like you said, the crowds, they're very vocal. They you know, sing and chant, and we know it's going to be cold, but you know, that's what we just have to deal with. But yeah, you need to enjoy these experiences. Obviously, I've played over here a couple of times for Australia, but I've really enjoyed that. But looking forward to Sunday, and it'll be a packed house there at Headingley, and I'm sure they'll be very vocal.
If we don't see you here in another World Club Challenge, might we see you at some stage in the Super League wearing one of the club's jerseys? It does get warmer here.
Yeah, not at this stage. Not at this stage. I'm contracted for another 2 years, so getting old now. So I'll probably hang the boots up after that.
Jonathan, we started on the mean streets of South Brisbane, and thanks to Graham and Debbie, I guess, we've got you as rugby league royalty. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, mate.
Ta.
The great Jonathan Thurston, and he's in conversation with Brian Carney. That extended interview is available on demand, and Jonathan Thurston, all being well, will be with John Wells at our touchscreen after the match finishes here tonight. We've put the request in, and with a little bit of luck, Jonathan Thurston will be joining us and talking to John about the tactics the Cowboys have employed in this game. And wouldn't it be fantastic if you were Justin Thurston and you were mistaken for the world's greatest rugby league player? Right, let's talk to the two coaches now, shall we? Paul Green of the Cowboys, Brian McDermott of the Rhinos, and they are talking to Bill Arthur.
Brian, people are writing Leeds off, obviously taking injuries into consideration. There's got to be some sort of motivation for the boys.
I don't know. I think this is going to be a massive night anyway. I think we've got 1 or 2 people missing, so the task is I do think it's a big task. I think it's a massive challenge for us. and you know what's going on Friday and Saturday night, which it's doesn't make good reading for Super League, does it? So we know what's riding on tonight, but we're also aware that it's a big task in front of us, and you know I think we'll need to do something special tonight to beat North Queensland. I'm not going to fluff anybody up, and I'm not going to give them a party line of, oh, we'll try our best and if we perform and all those type of things, which I normally do because I believe it. I just don't believe that this week. I think if we were to win tonight, we'd have to do something really special, and that's what we aim to do.
Well, you've done that. I mean, we just have to go back to the end of last season, and you did it. You know, it can be done.
Yeah, and that was special. But for the majority of the season, we had some, you know, what you'd call regulars in the team. We're missing some important people, and you know, for all those who are listening to this thinking he's giving us an excuse for when we lose, you've got it wrong. You've got it absolutely wrong. That's not what I'm saying. We want to win tonight. We've got to go win. But I'm not going to tell anybody that if we would just keep all the possession and get to the end of our sets and all the boring stuff, that we'll win. I don't think we'll do that. I don't think if we trade sets with North Queensland, we'll lose. So we're going to have to do something different. And sometimes to win a game, it comes down to an individual piece of brilliance or a bit of speed or an execution of game plan. And on other occasions, it just comes down to some sheer bloody mindedness not to lose the game, and I think that's where we're at.
Massive favourites tonight against a Leeds side that most people seem to have written off. Is that a danger at all?
Yeah, definitely. You know, when you start talking about certainties and all that sort of stuff, you know, complacency creeps in and you forget about the things that are important that win your football games. So one thing that's been happening in all these World Club Challenge games is they've been physical contests, and I'm sure Leeds will come out tonight starting in that fashion also.
Well, favourites sometimes do fall and fall heavily, but North Queensland Cowboys are big favourites to win here tonight. Sam, how on earth does Liam Sutcliffe, who's 21, and Jordan Lilly, who's 19, how do they stop the likes of Michael Morgan and Jonathan Thurston, please?
Oh, it's a challenge, but I think fellas like that can concentrate on their own game. You know, I'm sure Lily's going to go out today, and he knows he's playing against the world's best player. But you know, he can't dwell on that. He's got to do his own job. You know, I'm sure the Leeds team have all got jobs that they need to do, and if every player on the Leeds side can execute their own job, then you know they'll go a long way to putting a good performance in. So I think, you know, no matter who you're playing, I think you've got to forget about that tonight.
Interesting comment from Brian McDermott there. He says if we go set for set with North Queensland Cap, we're not going to win. I think we've got to do something special. What is that something special they've got to do then?
It's, you know, it can be a bit of brilliance from, you know, a Callum Watkins, Joel Moon, Zach Hardacre. You know, these are the kind of players that can really break a game up, and it might come down to something like that. Because, you know, I'd have to agree there with Brian that, you know, going set for set against a team like the Cowboys, you're up against it. So I think it could come down to some real special efforts.
And a special effort, Steve-O, from somebody like Rob Burrow, who is playing in his 7th World Club Challenge tonight. He's been across the ground. He's got the T-shirt. Will he get the medal tonight?
I think he might as well, because he's a very determined player. We've seen over the years that he just does not give up. And being captain tonight, a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, but he's got so much experience. And last year, it just spelt out the importance of this never say die attitude from the Rhinos. They were at Huddersfield, remember, it was all over bar the shouting, kick over the top, and Ryan Hall turns it all around. They do not throw in the towel this mob, and they'll be quite happy with the conditions. It will be very, very difficult, and the kicking game is going, but the most important thing that Brian McDermott must have said to his players, we have to be error-free. Simple as that. Too many errors, this Cowboys side will take it apart.
And we've seen over the past 48 hours the way that Brisbane and the Roosters have risen to the challenge of the Super League. Look at this, it looks like he could play for Manchester United, never mind the North Queensland Cowboys.
He's a superb athlete. He's just absolutely wonderful. I rate him, Eddie, as one of the all-time greats, and I'm sure that he will get into one of the immortals, the likes of Bobby Fulton, Johnny Raper, Gasnier. These are players in the past that are revered so much by the Australian public. And what this guy has done is just absolutely tremendous. You know, 3 golden boots and 4 man of the matches in the grand final. You can't ask for better than that.
No, it says it all, and that really, I suppose, mirrors the size of the task that the Leeds Rhinos face here tonight. But this is the big one. We have had 2 defeats for the Super League clubs. If we Leeds Rhinos win tonight, the Super League will put all that to bed and they'll say, well, we can produce a team of world club champions. So Leeds know what is expected of them. Can they deliver? You're in the very best place to find out.
The world.
Maguire down the line. Noah. Oh! Ryan Hall scores for Leeds and wins them the league leading shield. Leeds Rhinos have won the treble. Well, the NRL have won the battle. They've secured the Dacia World Club Series, but they've not yet won the war. Can the Leeds Rhinos, against all the odds, halt the Australian run of success and pick up the biggest prize of all? Stand by for a mighty World Club challenge against North Queensland Cowboys. Such a shame, though, that after just 2 Super League games, the team that won the treble is so decimated coming into the game. But Brian McDermott, the coach, isn't looking for excuses. It would be one of the greatest triumphs if they were to win this. Ash Handley only turned 20 on Tuesday. He's in for the injured Tom Briscoe. An untried halfback combination sees 21-year-old Liam Sutcliffe partnering teenage scrum half Jordan Lilly. In Danny Maguire's absence, Rob Burrow captains the side, and he's played in every one of these World Club games Leeds have ever figured in. Brett Ferris hopes to add to his win in 2006 with Bradford. And the man whose try clinched the grand final against Wigan last October will come off the bench again. That's Josh Walters. Now the Cowboys. No doubt Jonathan Thurston is the star of the show, the best player in the world, but Kyle Felt wrote his name into the history books last year. It was his try in the last play of the grand final that took the Cowboys to golden point extra time. They have a formidable pack too. Matt Scott is the co-captain with Thurston, was named in the World 13 for the first time last year. James Tamalolo is the New Zealand international who didn't come on the Kiwi Tour of England last autumn, and boy, how they missed him. And on the bench, Ben Hannant played in the 2007 defeat against St Helens of Bolton for the Brisbane Broncos. Well as all the players, the other star of this Dacia World Club Series has been Lizzie Jones. Lizzie's husband Danny, the former Keighley Cougars and Welsh international, so sadly and tragically passed away last year during a game he was playing in. And as a result of his death, Lily and the Rugby League Benevolent Fund are raising money that will ensure defibrillators are available at every venue where rugby league is played in the future. Lizzie is singing here now the rugby league anthem, Jerusalem. The voice of an angel, Lizzie Jones. She sang Abide With Me prior to last year's Challenge Cup final. She has sung prior to the kick-off at St Helens and Wigan this weekend. We gave you a hint of what she's been up to over the past couple of nights. Now, as promised, we saw Lizzie singing in full Jerusalem. What a start to what should be a fantastic night. And out they come, the players of the Leeds Rhinos and the North Queensland Cowboys. Leeds chasing a record-breaking 4th World Cup challenge. It's the 7th time that they've featured. It's the 3rd time they've walked out at Headingley for this occasion. The Cowboys, though, know that the NRL clubs have won last year's World Club Series 3-0 and have won 6 of the last 7 deciders for the World Club Challenge. They lost 7 of 8 between 2001 and 2008. And the great Malcolm Reilly is watching on from the stands here at Headingley as well. The stadium packed almost to capacity. This is a big night. It's an even bigger night for Leeds. It's a much bigger night for the Super League, Steve-O, because the Super League, well, they're almost demanding a Rhinos victory.
Yeah, and I think that the coach, Brian McDermott, is fully aware of what is needed tonight. I mentioned in the studio, and in regards to the fact that they've got to be virtually error-free. They certainly have to combine well, because they realise that the North Queensland Cowboys, it's exactly the same lineup that they went out in the grand final down in Sydney. So they certainly know how to play with each other. And all I can say is that, you know, Rob Barrow, I spoke to him earlier, and he is so determined. And yes, Eddie, you're right. Super League needs a good performance from the Rhinos tonight, and I think we will get one.
Well, they played 4 at Ellen Road. They won 2 and they lost 2. They opted to come home to Headingley in 2012. They beat Manly, but in 2013 on this ground they found Melbourne just too good for them. There he is, Jonathan Thurston. All eyes on him for Dally M's as the Player of the Year. A 3rd Golden Boot, the world's best. But the Rhinos, they have won the toss. It means the Cowboys will kick off into a gale, and the Rhinos running with the wind at their backs in this first half. I wonder whether that would be a crucial decision by Rob Barrow.
Yeah, I think it might be, but the one other thing that the Rhinos have not got to do is to concentrate on that one man, Jonathan Thurston, because the other side of that half-back combination, Michael Morgan, is very talented indeed. And if you put more than 1 or 2 players onto Thurston, you'll see that Morgan will take charge.
Kyle Felt with the kick-off, and the first drive forward by Adam Cuthbertson, and the trademark offload. Here now is Keith Galloway for the Rhinos. A big start is vital for Leeds tonight. If they score first, if they score second, Jonathan Thurston hunting the mistake there, but Callum Watkins dropped onto the ball gratefully. If they score first and get their noses in front, and then they manage to run in another try and kick another goal, a 12-point lead, you never know.
And the crowd will play a significant part of this tonight as well, because a lot of these Australian players, they would not have ever experienced something like with the crowd so close to the playing area. That's a great kick.
It is, and it's caught the wind. It has caught the wind, and Lachlan Coote is right underneath that, the fullback. But a great chase from Leeds because of the hang time on the kick.
Yeah, Eddie, totally agree with you there. This is where Leeds need to play the game. If they play the game close to Queensland's line, they take away Jonathan Thurston. Jonathan Thurston is that quality player that everyone's here tonight to see. I've never heard the South Stand, Eddie, go up for a team like they've gone up for Queensland tonight. As soon as they came out, round of applause, the very special side here.
Well, it's a very special weekend, and I must take my hat off to the supporters of both St Helens and Wigan, because the visitors, the Roosters and the Brisbane Broncos, they produced some sensational stuff, and the crowd were on their feet and they were applauding them every time they scored some eye-catching tries.
Well, yeah, but they were in danger of paying too much respect. That sometimes happens in sport. You say that the crowd here have applauded the visitors. I don't think that's going to help Leeds tonight. And Leeds have got to remember here that they are playing against human beings. Jonathan Thurston is a great player, but he misses tackles, and some of the Leeds players need to know that when they want to run the ball at him. Don't have too much respect, or they've got no chance of winning.
You're right, Phil, in regards that even the biggest stars, and this will help the Rhinos.
Ethan Lowe just too late in getting off the grounded player.
What I was saying is that even the biggest stars that get the best in the game, you know, they can have an off night. Let's hope that Thurston does struggle tonight.
British referee tonight, Richard Silverwood. Last night's Australian official, Matt Chechin, is in the video referee's box and watching on. Wonder whether and when he will be called into action. Here is Liam Sutcliffe. Gets the ball away to Brett Ferris.
Well, it's quite clear, Eddie, that Leeds are going to keep this ball alive. It's a good thing to do as well, rather than just not take them on down the middle all the time. But that is a great run.
Yes, in his pre-match interview with Bill, Brian McDermott said no point going set for set with them. We've got to do something special. Wouldn't be revealing what that speciality was, but perhaps this is it as they try and swing this ball around. Here is Ryan Hall. Gets it back here to Sutcliffe. Good ball then to Ferris. Ferris over his shoulder into the head of a Cowboys defender. And, well, they have surrendered the possession back.
Eddie, when you say going set for set with teams, it's not about 5 drives and a kick. You can still go set for set by throwing the ball around, but you've got to make sure that you complete. And if you don't complete, it's where you make those mistakes. If you make them near your own line, that's when you can be punished. Make them down near the opposition's line, that's when you hurt them.
That's Scott with the drive to the 40-metre line.
We saw a glimpse there of Brian McDermott, the Leeds coach, and I think he would have wanted to be right down there. They should have put a grubber kick into the in-goal area just to put a few nerves in the minds of the Cowboys.
He kicked downfield, underneath the boot there, but Ash Handley managed to recover, pick the ball up. Sutcliffe with the dummy half. Here is Callum Watkins. Try against Widnes last week when the Rhinos lost by 12 points to 56. Ryan Hall, almost up to halfway for the Rhinos. Delaney will cart the ball forward again for them, just over halfway now. Little Rob Burrow at dummy half. That was Singleton, that was Cuthbertson, and here is Hardacre, the man of steel, up against the Dally M winner, Jonathan Thurston. Helped out there also by Gavin Cooper. Sutcliffe fires the pass. Lilly gets it back to him. Kick, well, it's caught the wind as well, but he finds touch on that near side.
Quick thinking as well there by Sutcliffe. Realised that there was no one at home. Made sure that the kick went over the whitewash.
With this wind at the backs, will we expect a 40-20 from Sutcliffe and go?
I'll tell you one thing I wasn't expecting, that in the first 5 minutes they appeared from the naked eye to have thrown far more passes than either Wigan or St Helens have thrown in the first 5 minutes of their games, and I guess that tests the defence of Paul Green for the Cowboys. It's stretched them from the left and the right, and with this wind it's been pretty good skill so far from Leeds.
Eddie, and that's because there's no pressure on them, is there? Everyone's expecting them to get beat, so they're just going out there and saying, look lads, let's go out there, let's enjoy it, let's make sure we keep turning up to each other, for each other, and let's be accountable.
The Cowboys' grand final winning lineup on show tonight. Oh, that would be the case for Leeds. The 3 key men, Sinfield, Peacock, Luluwai are gone. Maguire, Briscoe, Ablett, Ash Golding injured in the mauling at Widnes last week. Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Beau Falloon, well, he broke his toe in pre-season training. And Stevie Ward, they're also missing. So it's a huge, huge ask of the Rhinos tonight, but they've started quite brightly in the opening 6 minutes. And here's a knock on.
That's great defence.
That's a big mistake by Tamalolo.
Fantastic play. Good hit from Ferris. Got him underneath. Couldn't control it. Just touched the ground. Well, a lot of people expected that the Northern Queensland Cowboys would be really, really eager to get off to a flying start. But as you mentioned, Eddie, that they're a little bit sluggish in the opening 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, they boasted the best away record in the NRL last year, though, 9 wins from 12. But they lost the first 3 rounds of 2015. They are traditionally notoriously slow starters to a season. Mind you, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Too true. And it could be said, Eddie, that they slow starters in games as well, but they do finish off the games very strongly, so it's important that Leeds get off to a very good start and impose some points.
Burrow with a scampering run. He drops the pass off to the prop forward Keith Galloway. He's yet to win in the Leeds Rhinos colours, Galloway. What a night it would be for him to start and open his account. That ball went to ground untidily. And it is deemed by Richard Silverwood and the touch judge far side to be a knock-on. Burrow looks a little perplexed, Stuart.
I think he's got the forward pass. It's passed it into the man in front of him. Galloway there. He'd hit the man at the play of the ball.
Yeah, big mistake. He stood his ground, didn't he, Galloway? And
I thought they looked at the hand, Stuart.
Well, he's probably accidentally offside anyway, so the scrum to the North Queensland Cowboys is the right result.
Okay, they will get the head and feed at this scrum, and they will look to work the ball up the other end of the field if they possibly can. Now, I remember on last night and Thursday night, the starts weren't too bad. The Saints and Wigan, they held on to the shirt tails of their respective oppositions, but then things went slightly awry. Tamu here for the Cowboys.
Well, it's a huge boost for the home side. There's no two ways about that. And that's about the best half-clean break that the Cowboys have put in so far. But you've got to be watchful of this guy.
You have this tremendous dummy half is Jake Granville. Thurston puts the kick in, knows that he's against the wind. There's a bit of oomph behind that as well. Well tidied up though by Ryan Hall. Does well and gets himself to ground quickly.
Well, you're just lucky that someone like Ryan Hall's there, because it was a good chase from Queensland. But we talk about it all the time. We've simply one of the strongest outside backs in the game over here.
Crowd on the back of Richard Silverwood there, appealing for a penalty for offside against these very quick Cowboys who are coming out of defence.
Well, 9 minutes into the game, and you can see that that's a great kick.
It is over the top of Lachlan Coote, turning him around. Right to the other end of the field.
That's how to utilise that strong wind behind you.
That is absolutely brilliant. Because not only does it turn North Queensland around, it's also harder for the forwards to get back behind the ball. Obviously waiting now for some of the outside backs to bring the ball forward to them. But great kick.
It was, and it was Winterstein who brought the ball forward on the first tackle. And the referee has spotted some blood, I think. Yes, he has, on the head of Kyle Linnett. Kane Linnett, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, and his attention, and it's just the claret's well and truly flowing there. Just caught the boot of Thurston.
Not terribly clement, the weather, I must say. It is, as I say, blowing a gale, and the rain now tumbling down into the faces of the Cowboys. They come from the tropical heat of Australia.
Conditions, Eddie.
Well, perfect for us, Terry, because we're all wrapped up and you've got your thermals on, but I'm not so sure about the Cowboys. They're not used to this. They're not used to these temperatures. Let's get down to Bill and let's check out those conditions.
Well, Eddie, in fact, ironically, Rob Burrow won the toss. It was blowing a gale. The rain was driving down the pitch as well, and conditions really were filthy. Now that rain has eased off. The wind seems to have died a little bit comparatively, but as you saw from that last kick, there's still a bit of puff in it, and Leeds have got it at their backs, and they need to make the most of it, because when they're playing into it, it is going to be a different prospect. The rain driving down the pitch again now.
Singleton plays the ball to Burrow. Here comes Brett Delaney.
Well, they're playing the right game, Leeds. The defence has been very solid indeed, but they're not worried about getting the offloads. They're turning in the tackle, and look at that chase. That's excellent.
It is led by the kicker, Jordan Lilly. Substitute against Warrington in round 1 here 3 weeks ago. Half-back against Widnes last week.
And he's impressive. We said before the kick-off that, you know, Jordan Lilly won't just allow Thurston to take control. He's a talented player. Not much experience, but he's doing very well out there.
Justin O'Neill gets to his feet, plays the ball to Granville again. And this is the tall figure of Tamu. And he goes down on halfway.
Interesting to see whether this goes up in the air.
Well, they're running it. And they are running it with Lowe. Granville to Thurston. Again, all along the deck. Difficult for Ash Handley. Very difficult for Ash Handley. Knocked on by Ash Handley.
Why didn't he use his feet to stop the ball?
Steve Owen, some danger signs in the build-up to that kick from Jonathan Thurston. Playing on the front foot, you can see Jonathan Thurston running at the Leeds line, pulling the defenders up, but the mistake from the youngster, well, it just adds to some pressure from Leeds Rhinos, but let's see what they can do here. Can they keep that man out?
Well, a week ago, Ash Handley was playing for Featherstone Rovers against Batley in a 14-12 Rovers win. That was just 7 days ago. Here he is in the battle of a World Club Championship.
It's absolutely fantastic that some of the youngsters for Leeds Rhinos who never normally get to play in big games in Super League, let alone on the world stage, it'll do them the world of good.
Yeah, but the message will get out to him if it occurs again. The kick through, use your feet, son.
Now, red for danger here. Morgan takes it forward for the Cowboys. Granville scampers in at dummy half and he finds Tamu. And Tamu, such a difficult man to put down, attracted 4 Leeds defenders. Granville again. Granville again, shape to pass it short. Important tackle by Singleton. In goes Matt Scott. Scott to Thurston. Thurston, well, they put the ball down courtesy of Gavin Cooper.
And that's brought about by very strong defence, getting right into the face. There's no way he was going to accept that ball. They were onto him very quickly indeed. Look at that, right into it. Great work by Liam Sutcliffe.
Well, I suppose a team grows in confidence through 2 ways. One by scoring points, the secondly by defending its line as Leeds have just done in that play. And now taking it forward. The crowd are lifting and Leeds have got to go with this, but continue to play the rugby they did to start the match, stretching the opposition.
Willie gets the ball away to Joel Moon. And they hound Joel Moon to the ground. Justin O'Neill was in there.
Will they kick early?
So too was Michael Morgan. Morgan and Thurston, the engine room of this Cowboys side. And Sutcliffe gets Leeds over halfway, but this is the last tackle. So Lilly again with the kick, goes the aerial route. Easy enough though for Felt. We'll bring this back.
Yeah, not the best kick, right down the throat of the winger Felt. But at least the chase has been excellent from the home side.
That's Winterstein who plays the ball to Thurston, and he gets it away to Lynette.
And let's hope the Leeds can keep this up because they haven't missed one tackle as yet.
Let Sam Tompkins know what you're thinking. Ask a few questions of him as well. Sam's watching in the studio and he's keeping warm, and I'm sure that this match is warming everybody up because we're 14 minutes and more into it and still we await the first point. But here is danger with Scott on the drive forward. They now have reached the last tackle of the Cowboys. Here is Thurston again, turns it back inside, ball goes to Granville, soccer skills, and backwards off the boot. It arrives with Ethan Lowe and his kick is not the best. Ash Handley, 20 years of age on Tuesday. Ash Handley.
Yeah, he took that well.
This will do these Leeds youngsters the power of good. Playing in a match like this.
Oh, that's wonderful play.
Here goes Zach Hardacre.
That should have been a penalty. That was a flop.
And the referee agrees. Richard Silverwood. I think he pinged them for the second effort, Stuart.
Well, it was a second effort, but also be aware of him coming in late on the flop. If he gets out of the way quickly, he'll probably get away with it, but he didn't, and quite rightly was penalised.
Eddie, you talked about the team growing in confidence. I think that Leeds Rhinos and the youngsters have been the best side in the opening 15 minutes. They really are backing themselves. They're earning penalties, they're running hard, they're throwing it around, and here they are in good field position. Great run, Mitch Garbutt.
So this is a chance for Leeds to post the first points, and it's with Brett Delaney. The Cowboys just hanging off for a moment or two, and Delaney gets to within inches of their line. Burrow is scheming, looking left, right and behind him. Singleton waits, another penalty here. Interference on the ground.
Take it back to 10 and tap it. Don't bother about the 2.
That's what they've done. And a chance here for the big man who's driving his way forward to the line. It's Mitch Garbutt. He's held up over the line. They will take it back to that 10-metre mark again, and the tackle count will continue.
Well, he's causing quite a few problems for the Cowboys' defence, is Garbutt.
Lilly, Sutcliffe, he takes the return, gets a short ball away then to Callum Watkins. The Cowboys muscle up in defence.
Yeah, great defence as well. They weren't going to be kidded by that little dummy.
Galloway.
This is where they've got to have 2 dummy runners. If they're going out to the left, make sure you confuse the opposition defence.
Very slow off the ground, the Cowboys Granville, and there's a man over the line there for Leeds. It is Singleton, I think. Galloway having a word. They're going back to the 10-metre line again. As it was Brad Singleton. He's last up off the ground. He's hanging on to the ball as well. So back he trudges 10 metres.
Well, the crowd are getting behind the Leeds outfit. And this is good play.
Moon gets it away to Hall. That's tremendous defence by Kyle Felt. It was his try in the last second that levelled the grand final last year. Another penalty goes Leeds' way. Felt not impressed with Richard Silverwood's interpretation. We're playing international laws today. Doesn't matter, though, in situations like that. This is Delaney. Down he goes. Tackle number 1. Intense pressure on this Cowboys line. Can the Rhinos pierce this defence? Garbutt will take it forward again.
This is firm, though. Sorry, Eddie. This is ideal for Rob Burrow to throw one of those low ones, go underneath them.
Gets it away to Moon, who skips away from one. The ball goes untidily to ground, and Delaney did well. Held on to the ball. Burrow. Moon, Hall, trying to get away. Ball comes back again. It's Garbutt once more.
Great run. Keep going.
And he's doing exactly that. Burrow. Back it comes Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe to Hardacre. Watkins tries to step inside one. Scrambling defence from the Cowboys. Great stuff from them. Great stuff in attack from Leeds. Come down the short side.
He's offside. It's offside.
Ferris it is, who is trapped on the last tackle. That will be the turnover.
All I will say here, Eddie, they've had 3 sets of 6. They've challenged Queensland right across the park, from the left to the middle to the right
that
edge.
was high.
Well, this is good defence, but what they can't do, they can't panic now. Just because they've not brought them, keep doing what you're doing, lads.
Well, they're making an impact. A couple of those were pretty high, but Richard Silverwood just ignored it. And they're getting a little bit frustrated of the Cowboys. You can sense that.
Jake Granville tackled in possession. Thurston gets the ball. Ooh, that's a bit high from Galloway on James Tamu.
Silverwood taps the chest and says that's where the contact was made.
Ben Hannant is out there now.
Well, obviously Paul Green, the Cowboys coach, is quite happy with using the big fellas.
First time Thurston's gone aerial route against this wind. Handley picks it up on the bounce underneath his own sticks. Will run this ball back. Ash Handley.
Yeah, and that's good tactics as well by Thurston, in regards to the fact that he knows he's got a strong wind, so therefore when the ball hits the ground, it'll be spinning back to them. But it was good work. He's nearly away. That's the type of thing that they need.
Sutcliffe. Oh, a tiny ball, but Ferris made the most of it. Just the odd little moment of panic setting in now and again as Leeds trying to release that ball. Sutcliffe does well, though, then finds Watkins. Watkins, good feet, grab ball. Here goes Handley. Inside 2, inside 3, inside 4. Gets it away to Lilly. This is Sutcliffe again. Sutcliffe keeps the movement going to Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson back to Hardacre. They're moving laterally but not forward at the moment.
Well, Brian McDermott, the Leeds coach, said they'll come up with something different. And boy, this is wonderful rugby league. Great opportunity. Oh, good stuff there.
Wow, aren't they playing like the Harlem Globetrotters?
Good defence, though, from Lachlan Coote.
Boy, there's some big hits out there.
Quarter of the match gone. Still we await the first points.
And Leeds, Eddie, to stand a chance of winning this game, in my opinion, have to be the team to score first this match. I'm not saying it has to be soon, but not only do they have to score the points, they have to stop the opposition from scoring. and it's often teams get overexcited about the attacking part and don't have enough concentration now as they start to tire. Here's a penalty awarded to the Cowboys.
That will help them. Scott Bolton trying to get up and have a quick play of the ball. Bit of interference on the deck from Adam Cuthbertson.
And they did enough. They didn't need to give that penalty where the Leeds line was set.
Cowboys' first penalty, Terry, by the way.
Yeah, Leeds line was set. You don't need to give penalties away like that because you're only trying to buy that bit of time so you can retreat back to the referee, but the line was already there.
Yeah, and once again, I think that they're quite happy, the Cowboys, to just utilise those big forwards of them.
Hey, guys.
Anytime they get anywhere close to the Leeds line, that's when you'll see the likes of the halfbacks, Morgan and Thurston.
Coote gave the ball there to Bolton. They're in centre field, midway inside the Rhinos' half of the field. Big Ben Hannant will take it forward. 19 appearances as substitute last year, but he was ever present for them. And this now is Tamu again, taking the ball forward, trying to extricate himself from the tackles that were coming in from Brad Singleton and co. Granville again, Thurston lays the pass off to Morgan, and Morgan's in for the first try. They are so patient, the teams from the NRL. They soak up the pressure. When you think you've got them and they're on the ropes, well, all of a sudden they come flooding forward up the other end. And the players like Thurston and company who are in possession of the football, they've got 3 and 4 options either side, and they choose the right one more often than not. And Michael Morgan goes over for the first try of the World Club Challenge.
It's this way you see the neat little pass. Oh, that was beautiful. The combination of the halfbacks. It looks as though he's going to throw the dummy, but he just comes into the line. Leeds player came right out on the angle, and it left that enormous gap. He can't afford to do that.
Steve or Rob Burrow got interested from the run from the back row at Ethan Lowe. He comes in, and then Jordan Lilly, he chooses to stay out and go, shoots the line, leaves the big gap. What you've got to do when you're defending your line, you've got to communicate. And there's so many runners, there's so many options for this Queensland side when they go at the line. They've got so many gifted players.
3 State of Origin caps for Queensland. It was Michael Morgan's pass that set up Kyle Felt for the last second try in that grand final. Jonathan is having a word with Richard Silverwood about something or other. Stuart, did you catch what was the problem there?
I didn't pick up what it was actually said, but they're having a smile between themselves, and I don't think the crowd took too kindly to that.
So it wasn't that serious?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Well, he's a crafty little fella, this fella, Jonathan Thurston, and I just got the impression that he tried to sneak a couple of metres forward.
More points, more games than any other Cowboy. Jonathan Thurston. Opportunity here to try and add the extras. These games have followed a fairly familiar pattern. Good starts by the Super League clubs, and then in the blink of an eye the NRL teams come up the other end and score. Can Thurston add the extras in the face of this strong wind? No, he can't. He's missed that one. Yeah, maybe a slip as well as he went for the ball. A bit of a soft surface tonight.
And it's all about the patience. They knew that eventually they get the combination of the 2 halfbacks. As Terry said, you know, they see Burrow, who was left in no man's land. It was a huge gap, but it was well worked.
Okay, stay on. Let's go.
So Michael Morgan, first try. North Queensland Cowboys lead by 4 points to 0. Thurston's under pressure from Cuthbertson, but I thought that Cuthbertson had lost him, but he didn't. He hadn't. And Jonathan Thurston again looks at Richard Silverwood and said, how about a penalty for this? Doesn't come.
Release Mitch!
Well, the big fellow was certainly holding him down long enough. Waved away by Silverwood.
3, Callum! Move! Go, 3.
Granville again gets the ball away. It needs defending here, and they do it well as having Cooper spun to the ground.
And again, the big fellas just pound it forward, get into the opposition half.
Ben Hannant. Last tackle here. Thurston with the kick. In the air again. Up and over, or attempting to get up and over the head of Zach Hardacre.
Good take.
Good work
Very
by him.
very difficult to take when the ball is behind you and you're running backwards.
He missed the World Club Challenge against Melbourne 2013, Zach Hardaker. Centre the year before, though, against Jamie Lyon and Manley in the win. Lilly goes down under pressure from the big men.
Yeah, but that was a good run from him. He went into dummy half very, very quickly.
Confident, isn't he? Jordan Lilly really is.
Look, he's not been overawed by the fact that he's facing one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world.
Eddie, that's what you get with youngsters, isn't it? Young Jordan Lilly getting in from dummy half. I'd like to see Leeds maybe kick on the third, because when they kick late in the sets, they're dropping 3 players back, North Queensland. So when they're dropping those players back, it's very difficult to find the ground.
I'm not interested in when they kick, as to how they kick and how effective the kicks are, Terry. It's the fact that kick was again unchallenged. It was too easy for the Cowboys to cope with. If you cast your mind to when Jonathan Thurston's kicked it, it'd been harder, but anyway, a little bit of luck goes the way, and they're going to get the ball.
They needed that, Carl Felt, with the mistake.
Yeah, it was a simple one as well. Nothing wrong with the pass. Just came a bit too early.
They are human after all.
Eddie, and my point is about kicking early and kicking into where the danger zone is. That your defence can get really tight. That's when you can get your lines being sorted. That's when you can get up in the faces. So they're looking at you. That's where you're more likely to make those mistakes.
And the amazing thing, Terry, is that the fact that when the Cowboys have kicked, they've kept the ball low, right close to the ground. It's always difficult for a defender to pick it up.
Penalty here for Leeds. A lot of whistle from Richard Silverwood.
Well, there's definitely...
Penalty count is 5-1 in the Rhinos' favour.
Well, definitely interference. He came in a little bit late as well.
Garbett on the first drive. This latest set. They go down the short side. Ferris! Oh, he got the ball away and gave it straight to them.
Oh, dearie me. The golden opportunity wasted. And
Gavin Cooper was loitering with intent.
But Brian McDermott is fully aware about the fact that they've got the kick turning this side around. So therefore, instead of just trying to offload it willy-nilly, you've got to keep down there, camp. Get the kicks in goal area.
Granville to Hannant. He'll take it forward again, Ben Hannant.
He's worked overtime, hasn't he? Hannant didn't shy away from the hard work.
This is Tamu. Tamu gets them over halfway, but Leeds have restricted them to just a metre inside their own territory. We reach the last tackle, and this is Linnett, and he's running it, and he's got it away to Winterstein, and back it goes then to Cooper, and Cooper will hoist the kick straight into the arms of Ryan Hall.
Well, he couldn't have wished for a better pass or a better kick to Ryan Hall. But that's great defence. They're very, very quick out of the line. I just hope that Leeds don't go into a shell. You know, we've seen some wonderful offloads from them already. Just keep it going.
Garbett tries to do that. Lynch in the first 2 of the Super League season as well. The Super League season in which Leeds are still looking for their first victory, of course. Beaten here by Warrington, beaten last week by Widnes. Sutcliffe. Hardaker now. Watkins, boot to ball, up and over the top, asking Upland Coop to come across and either watch this go dead. That's a great kick! This is a great kick, it's a good chase. And Sutcliffe just missed him, and he's missed again. A great chase, but here come the Cowboys on the charge with Winterstein. Forward pass. Forward pass.
That was a relief. And Leeds were at fault all the way through. When Watkins put the kick through, there were only 2 Leeds chasers. And they evaded those 2, and look where they finished up, and it was only the forward pass that saved them.
Well, let's give credit to both sides. Both sides are trying to entertain in these conditions as well. It's been raining all day. They're throwing the ball around and entertaining this huge crowd at Headingley.
Well, I think if we were looking at that pass again, we would just have a little big question mark about whether it was forward or
well
not.
Forward, Eddie.
It was close. It was close, put it that way.
Lilly went for the return pass from Hardaker. Hardaker took it on. Lilly continued his run. It didn't fool them, though.
He lost the ball.
Oh, well.
Knock on. That was a big hit as well from Ben Hannon.
I think Hardaker's claiming that ball was stolen from him.
I think he tries to offload it, Eddie, late in the tackle. He's trying to get his arms low and push it backwards with the 3 men around him. It's a referee's interpretation as well, but he's looked really good with his dangerous footwork. As we get into the last 10 minutes of this first half, I hope we can still see Zach Hardaker with lots of ball, particularly in the middle of the field. We can see he can change direction without slowing down, and that's a great skill that defenders don't want to face in the final 10 before the break.
I suppose the cynics will say justice has been seen to be done there if it was not a forward pass. However, here is a penalty now to North Queensland Cowboys. Fiddling around on the deck by Adam Cuthbertson.
I just wonder, Eddie, that this hard work that they've had to do, they've kept the ball alive, which can take away a lot of your energy. And I mentioned with that kick and the chase, there was only 2 there. I think some of these Leeds players might be just finding it difficult to get their breath.
Coote gets the pass away to Bolton. And Rory Kostjason is on. He has replaced Granville. And Kostjason will scoot in at dummy half again. There he is. And he looks for Thurston and finds him. Oh, great ball from Thurston. And Sutcliffe is away. He stepped out of the first challenge. He's on his own, he's Sutcliffe, and he's got all the Queensland Cowboys chasing him down. And they get back and bring him to the ground. But quick play the ball is what's needed. And here goes Ash Hangley.
That was amazing, amazing break. Took the interception, but it was amazing to watch how the Cowboys, not just one went back, there was 5 Cowboys racing at full speed to make sure they got the defence sorted out.
Delaney will play the ball here to Joel Moon. Now it's with Cuthbertson again. Short ball from him to Singleton. Singleton, no standing start. 3 players bring him down. 8 metres away from the Cowboys line. Burrow is the dummy half. Looks for the runner. It's Cuthbertson. Here is Burrow! Burrow scored a try for the Rhinos. Level scores. Big mistake at one end from, of all people, Jonathan Thurston. Leeds up the other end. And a try for the captain, Rob Burrow. One club man, 16th season at the Rhinos, over 440 appearances. Here's one for the scrapbook.
Yeah, it looks as though they're going to split up there, and away he goes. Oh, wonderful. Sutcliffe didn't have the speed, but it did not panic. But look how many Cowboys are getting back in numbers. But this was superb. What he's been doing all season, Cuthbertson has come up with a beauty. Drags him through. It's for you, beep beep, and the captain of Leeds squares it up. You little beauty.
Well, this is a big moment coming up for young Jordan Lilly, because if Jordan Lilly kicks this is the first time in this revamped series of the World Club Series 2015-2016 that the Super League club will go ahead.
Well, you play on your instincts, don't you? Jordan Lilly, well, he can find his names in the papers somewhere if he just takes his time, knocks this 2 points over.
Terry, that's you.
Yeah, I do apologise to Jordan, to his family, to the Leeds players. But here you go, the no-look pass from Rob Burrow gives it over to Cuthbertson, and because Cuthbertson is a compulsive offloader, he just offers himself, he puts himself into space, takes himself away from those North Queensland defenders, because he knows that the big forward is going to get his arm free.
Terry, I'll share responsibility with you for that 50-50.
Well, I won, I said, but do you know, Eddie, when the youngster Jordan Lilly was just about to kick the attempt of the conversion, he could actually pay a children's price to get into anywhere, wouldn't he? I mean, he looks so baby-faced.
He does, but he's, I tell you what, he's got a heart of a lion, the young man, he really has. Here comes Singleton now for the Rhinos. We're all square with 6 to go in the first half.
He's playing in a team that they'll know the value of combinations, don't they? Players complementing what another player in the team can do, and that's what helped Leeds to be successful last year. It's helping them in this game as well, isn't it? Understanding the strengths of your teammates and maybe to benefit from that. Another penalty here now. There's some buzz around them.
He is. He's caning them.
Well, to be fair, Asiata never really attempted to roll away. He was claiming that it was held.
And to give credit to the Leeds forwards, they're earning the penalties because they're running very hard.
One off the leg. Go one.
Burrow, try scorer, gets the ball away to Lilly again. He's growing in confidence, minute by minute. He's Jordan Lilly. He's right in centre field. He plays the ball to Burrow again. Cuthbertson, Sutcliffe, Watkins.
Again, great defence. Leeds are trying to put the pressure on the Jonathan Thurston.
Lilly, good ball, Galloway!
Oh, just tripped.
Lilly again. Brought to ground and then finished off on the ground. Burrow, Hardaker, he had to stretch for that. Ryan Hall did well to hang on. Now he hasn't held on.
Knock on.
And they have it back. Courtesy of O'Neill on that far side.
Yeah, again, maybe it would have been a time to settle down, don't panic. It was trying to offload in an impossible situation. And that's where, again, they should have been turning them around, putting the ball in the in-goal area. That's sheer panic. He should have gone down.
Well, they're trying to get rid of it, Steve-O, because it was the last tackle, I think.
So the Cowboys in possession here with the magician Thurston, who had a very important tackle by Singleton. Koch Jason gets the ball away, another kick. It's kept low, and on the bounce finds Hardaker.
One, Ethan, stand.
He does mesmerise people, Jonathan Thurston, when he has the ball, but that's the way to deal with Jonathan Thurston. When he's looking for an option, take his options out of the equation. You put pressure on them, get in their faces.
Cuthbertson takes it forward again for the Rhinos.
Yeah, that was a good move on that short blindside as well. The combination between the big fella Cuthbertson and Rob Burrow.
That looks bad news. He's hurt his arm there as Cuthbertson. They could do without losing him.
Now, back.
I think it might be the finger. Bit of a dislocation.
Just heard from Bill a bit of a bang on the wrist. So they're hoping he'll run it away, and Hardaker was taken a bit late there. The referee had a good look at that.
Yeah, I think he got it right.
Here they come again now. Here they come again with less than 3 minutes to half-time.
Yeah, he was committed. He was in the air before ball met boot.
Right, that's the second tackle of this set. Jason takes it forward again. 4-all. Hannant.
Oh, he was looking to offload as well, but there was nobody there.
Well, that's a penalty. Yeah. That's a penalty to the Cowboys. No danger.
Ferris couldn't get out. He felt as though he was locked in.
Oh, look at... you'll see Thurston here. He's anxious to get on with this. And he has got on with it very quickly. Dumped the ball into touch. Now this is a big 2 minutes coming up as Ben Hammond takes it forward again. Tackle. Fabulous tackle by Ferris. There's Koch Jason.
Keep an eye on Morgan and Thurston.
It's Bolton. Leeds doing their best to wrestle a big man down. They do get him down, courtesy of Zach Hardaker. This is a very big couple of minutes in this match for the Rhinos. Ball is put to ground. It went backwards though. It's play on. It's play on. Galloway was all over the top of the grounded man. Thurston again looking to weave. The magic gets the short ball away, and Watkins is all around Cooper.
Wonderful defence. Talk about a team working hard for themselves.
Hannant.
What a stint that guy's put in.
Now then, last tackle coming up. What do they have in the locker with Thurston? Nice little dab through. It was touched and played out by Leeds. Back to 6.
Yep.
As we approach the final minute of the half. Problems here as Linnett takes it forwards. He's wrestled to the ground. Definitely played at. Koch Jason once again. Back it comes, and that is Asiata.
Joe Brett.
Camped underneath the Leeds Rhinos posts. Thurston switches the direction of play. Quickly, the danger is snuffed out. It's Jason again. Goes short and finds Lachlan Coote. The ball is put to ground. This is going to be another set of 6. It is. Well, we've only got half a minute remaining, 30 seconds to get maybe 3-4 goes at this Leeds line. And Kane Linnett takes it forward to 10 metres out. Across Jason. Jason to Thurston. Thurston flat pass, good hands. Morgan, try scorer for the Cowboys. Enveloped by 3.
Great tackle by Jordan Lilly. No chance for the offload there.
Thurston gets the ball away.
That should do it.
Ball goes to ground. There's the half-time siren in the background. It's the end of this. It's the last play. Thurston keeps it going. It's picked up by Lachlan Coote. And in the end, Leeds survive and get him down.
Tremendous play from both teams.
What a great first half.
Yeah, absolutely fabulous defence. That's exactly what you need to go in at half-time, Eddie.
Can they keep this going in the second half, though, Leeds? They're backslapping, they're shaking hands. 2015 half-time against the Souths for St Helens. They were 24-0 down. 2015, the Roosters against Wigan. They were 18-0 down Wigan. Here, Leeds are all square at 4 apiece. Hope springs eternal for the Super League and for the Rhinos. They've kept the world's best quiet for much of that first half. It was a bit desperate in the end as we approached the siren, but it's all square at the break here at Headingley.
Steve-O is at the helm right now. Second half will be Sam Tompkins, and at full time, Stuart Cummings will answer any questions you may have. Well, do not adjust your sets. At the half-time at Headingley, it is 4 points apiece, and it's been a magnificent first half for the Super League champions, the Leeds Rhinos. North Queensland Cowboys, NRL champions, got off to the flying start with 4 points on the board first. Rhinos have hit back. And any positives from the North Queensland Cowboys will heavily involve this man, Jonathan Thurston. They're in town and he has left his impression on one young supporter, as he does at every half-time and full-time in a game, has given away that famous headgear. Brian McDermott's Leeds Rhinos dressing room, calm, composed, much change from the side that won the grand final last year. And it is shorn of a few players that were expected to play this year. No Danny Maguire, of course, and no Tom Briscoe, but what a mighty effort it has been from them so far. Paul Green and his North Queensland Cowboys, well, if they'd watched the previous 2 games, they may have thought they would be in at half-time and with a convincing lead against the Leeds Rhinos. It hasn't been that way, and Green and his side have plenty to do in this second half. Well, the wild winds of West Yorkshire have blown away any clouds of doom that were gathering over Super League for the last 2 nights. Heavy defeats to St Helens and Wigan had everybody fearing the worst coming here to Headingley tonight. But it has been a mighty performance from the Super League champions so far.
It's been a mighty performance so far. That's the key word. It's a great 40 minutes. I think there was a hint in a pre-game interview we showed from Zach Hardacre, and one of his answers were, everybody's written us off already. We've got a bit of a free rein. Now, try and interpret what that meant. It didn't take us long.
All right, Brian McDermott said before the game they could not go set for set to North Queensland Cowboys. They would have to do something different. You think they have?
I consider this something different. This is from the kickoff. Now, Leeds, we know Leeds have reinvented
That's the point.
themselves.
Is this really something you wouldn't expect from the Leeds
Even
Rhinos?
Even from Leeds, an offload from the kick, that is highly unusual in my book. And it worked for them. Yes, there were a couple of loose balls that went to ground, but on the whole, on balance, I think this unsettled the North Queensland Cowboys defence more than it hampered the Leeds attacks. Lots of examples of that through the first 40 minutes, and it was something that worked for them.
Okay, they are the side that offloaded the most in Super League last year. They have brought that to the game here today. Okay, first points on the board went to the North Queensland Cowboys. There's the Holy Trinity involved. We can fall in love with Jonathan Thurston about talk about him too much. Jake Granville and Mick Morgan as well, heavily involved in this play. Talk us through it, John.
You cannot underestimate Jake Granville. He's a very, very crafty, wily hooker, great speed off the mark, but a good pass to the ball. It's almost like a second link man from the base of the ruck. So what they're doing here, they're opening up the field. The idea they're going to strike again. We had the privilege of talking to Trent Robinson on Friday night, and it's about the time how far in advance you're working. So they're working a play in advance. The aim is going to be to hit back at this area of the field. They're going to open up the field in order to do that. So they give it to Tama, one of the biggest blokes. They bring 3 players in. Now Leeds sits 6 players on the open side, but there is a distinct set of spacings now between these players. Now, if you've got spacing between players and you're near your goal line, that has a greater effect when you have a good line runner hitting a good line, because it makes you accountable. There's less margin for error. What they do off the back of that is provide great line running. First of all from Ben Hannon, more importantly from Ethan Lowe on that right edge. The guys I want you to take a look at now, we'll have a look at Granville, what Granville does, because he's able to get out and engage the second defender here. And that's the pass then to Jonathan Thurston is a good one. But that's where the defence at this point can still solve this. What makes it really special, there's a line run here that's coming in from Ethan Lowe. And I think that holds Rob Burrow. But equally, Jonathan Thurston does not give anybody time to adjust after that. It's a catch and it's a pass. I'll take it back half a second for you and we'll run it through again. And then look at the effect that has. So Thurston, a catch and a pass. There's no opportunity for Rob Burrow to readjust. Ethan Lowe's line was a good one. It fooled everybody, and Morgan goes through for the first try.
Okay, despite at that stage a 5-2 penalty count going against the Leeds Rhinos, or going for the Leeds Rhinos, should say, against the Cowboys. It was the Cowboys pressurising the Leeds Rhinos defence. Earlier in the game, on the left-hand side of the field, Thurston had thrown a ball almost through the chest of Gavin Cooper. He's gone back on the left-hand side again and had even worse results this time.
Yeah, it's a go-to side for them this evening. I'm not sure, again, I don't know if it's luck or good judgment. I'll say good judgment for Sutcliffe. This is an 8-point play. This is the intercept. I'm going to try and stop it at the point of the pass. So at this point, Sutcliffe has got himself up between 2 men. This ball is intended for Kane Linnett. If Kane Linnett catches this, he walks it in untouched. So it's a gamble. He's rolled the dice to Sutcliffe, and he's come up with it. You give him credit for that, and then you give him credit for opening his legs up and getting the Leeds Rhinos downfield. That is an 8-point play. We know it's an 8-point play because of what happened later on in that set. So Leeds Rhinos now camped down, and Cuthbertson, the first of 2 involvements.
The senior pivot should be mentioned here, Rob Burrow. The senior ball player on the side has been excellent in this play.
Yeah, he has. He's in at the base of the rookie. It's the eventual try scorer. But I'm going to focus, I think, on this man. I think he's been excellent. Leeds Rhinos, 15 offloads in the first half. It wouldn't surprise you to know that Adam Cuthbertson has made 7 of those. And what an important one this was. So we saw one right to start this analysis from the kickoff. This was more important. And that set the tone right from the kickoff, and it's culminated in a really, really significant try for the Rhinos.
Quick message for the Leeds Rhinos for the second half.
It has to be more of the same, doesn't it? I think they've lived with them very well. They need to be careful in around the ruck. They managed to get 3 men in the tackle for the bulk of the opening quarter. They can't continue to do that, surely, for the full 80 minutes. Tighten up around the ruck, force them on the outside.
And the Cowboys, if they fix up that discipline, the first half finished 6-3 penalty count in favour of the home side. You may see a levelling of that as we go into the second half. Okay, 40 great minutes left ahead in this World Club Challenge. At the moment, it's the champions of the Super League against the champions of the NRL, and there is nothing to choose between the two.
If you are what you say you are.
Thurston, he hits it, he's got it! He's got the field goal! He's got the premiership! He has gone from a captain to a legend, and probably rugby league immortality.
Yes, the legend that is Jonathan Thurston, all being well, will be joining John Wells at the touchscreen at full time, just as over the past 2 nights Trent Robinson and Darius Boyd have after our World Club Series games. And don't forget, the Super League returns Thursday, Friday and Saturday live on Sky Sports this week. Sky Sports 2 each night. Hull against Castleford Thursday, 7:30. Staying in the city of Kingston upon Hull on Friday for the Rovers against the Saints, 7:30. And then we're off to the south of France for the Dragons against these Leeds Rhinos, 4:55 on 2 again. Will Leeds, by then, be dubbed the best club side in the world? Well, they've got 40 minutes in which to win that prize. 4 apiece at half-time as we prepare to get this second half underway. And the big change as far as the Rhinos are concerned, Steve-O, is in this second half, they're running into the wind.
It'll be very difficult, and they realise it. They've got a situation where, but we mentioned before the kick-off that we had to ensure that Leeds didn't come up with many mistakes. And they've got to continue on that. And also, I do hope that Brian McDermott has said to him, look, you were very adventurous. You kept the ball alive in that first 40 minutes. We need the same in this second half.
I wonder if the Cowboys coach Paul Green will say, OK, boys, the shackles are now off. If you get the chance, you start throwing the thing around.
Yeah, well, they played to a routine. We saw it all the way through that first 40 in regards to that they just used the big forward to trundle through and then look for the three quarters. But we haven't seen as yet Michael Morgan and Jonathan Thurston get the link. Leeds can't allow them to do that.
OK, 40 minutes between Leeds Rhinos and yet more history. A bit of a push and a shove on the floor and on the at the play the ball by Keith Galloway on Kyle Felt. The referee keeps the whistle out of his mouth. And the Cowboys, with first use of this football, Hannon will take it forward again. He's put in a great stint. The other interesting fact about the Leeds Rhinos, they've only employed so far one interchange, and that is Mitch Garbett, who has come on the field. So Brian McDermott has got plenty of options up his sleeve.
Brad Singleton's played very well in the first 40 minutes. It's going to be interesting to see how they cope now, Leeds Rhinos.
Oh, they've spilt it. And here is Kane Linnett, who goes in for the first try of this second half. There is silence, and it is deafening around Headingley. Kane Linnett with the try. A Scottish international. They hope he'll put his hand up for the Four Nations this November, I am sure. That was a high kick. It was swirling in the gale, and Leeds just could not take care of it.
Well, we anticipated that first half. They kept the ball down, and then I'm afraid he's just lost control of it. And Handlick knows that this could be very costly indeed. They changed the tactics, as I say. Kicked low in the first 40. The first high bomb that we've seen from the Australian outfit. And they have paid the price.
The worst possible start for Leeds to this second half.
It looked as though he tried to get off the ground, didn't he, before making the catch, which I suppose most players are coached to do. But with the wind and the difficult conditions here, that's even harder. As he left the ground, I maybe suspect that the ball actually changed movement whilst he was in the air. He couldn't then get under where it came down, and we've seen the first mistake. But it's not the end of the game. There's some of the crowd, obviously, their heads have dropped. That can't translate onto the pitch with the players. They've got to go again here now. There's every chance of being competitive for the rest of this match. They've shown it for the first 40 minutes. There's no reason why they can't do it for the next 38.
Poor old Ash Handley, rather like an own goal in an FA Cup final, that. Thurston spears the ball over the top of the crossbar. Leeds 4, Cowboys 10.
And this, if you have a look at this, this is what Phil's talking about. Have a little look when Ash Handley goes up, gets it all wrong. He's reaching forward, so the ball's moved out. And again, the eye line. You look at the North Queensland chase, there's 4 players in attendance on the youngster. It's going to be difficult for them.
So, Zach Hardaker restarts for the Rhinos. As I say, the worst possible opening 2.5 minutes of this Dacia World Club Series, World Club Challenge that we could possibly have hoped for from a Super League point of view. But the perfect start for the North Queensland Cowboys.
Certainly is, and I'm sure that Brian McDermott will get a message out to Handley and say, look, forget about it, dig deep, get back into it.
Eddie, one thing that is noticeable from the Queensland, the way that they're running onto the ball. I know they've only had a couple of sets of 6, but they're just running so hard. This man in particular, Ben Hannon, he laid the platform for that try.
Yes, he's put a big shift in, hasn't he, since he's come off the bench.
He's been the best forward on the pitch by far.
And you've got to get him down. If 3 players are tackling him, you've got to take him to ground.
It's Thurston again, a little show and go from him, but this time Leeds were up to the mark.
This will be another bomb, surely.
Morgan this time goes high and goes the other side. And this time it is claimed by Ryan Hall.
Was he taken out in the air? I think he was, slightly. Oh, that's great defence.
Hardaker nowhere to go. Now then. He will look to try and work this ball up the other end, will Ash Handley.
You'd be pretty relieved, Eddie. I think that they didn't kick to him again, didn't they, after that try? That they went over to the other side. Ryan Hall, one of the best catches in our competition. If Jonathan Thurston had been there maybe to make that kick, it might go to the left wing for the Cowboys. And Ash Handley might see a bit more like Don Manfredi did for Wigan last night, peppered throughout the game.
Hardaker pumps the ball downfield. One bounce, skips away from Kyle Felt. That's a help. Found the ground, it allowed Leeds to get up and in his face, but that's a solid run.
Oh, he just pushed off Jordan Lilly. It was great work there.
Morgan trying to do the same, get over the top of Sutcliffe, which he does. Can't get away from Delaney though.
What a handoff.
Ross Jason gets the ball to Bolton. Leeds are there in numbers.
Again, the Cowboys utilising the forwards, and then the link will come. He's at it again. There's the link.
Legs are pumping. Belongs to Ethan Lowe. Cos Jason waits, dummy half, comes into centre field, looks for the runners, goes on his own. It's now with Thurston, gets the pass away. Good defence from Joel Moon. That'll be the turnover. Tremendous work.
Yeah, surprising that the Cowboys didn't opt for the kick.
Michael Morgan thought he might just take them on himself.
This is where the senior players need to stand up now. They've been put under pressure. They've conceded a try early on in this second half. Lead from the front and just take the pressure off the likes of Liam Sutcliffe, Jordan Lilly.
Great offload from Cuthbertson to Burrow. Then Burrow loses it under pressure. Cowboys have it back.
That was a crafty tackle.
It was a great chase. It was Michael Morgan, I think.
Yeah, he got the ball carrying arm.
Here's Hannant again.
Here it goes away. What an effort.
Well, surely his batteries must be running on empty soon. Ross Jason once more. Thurston drops the pass off high from Keith Galloway.
Yeah, he gave himself up.
And
straight
Bolton
away.
felt that right in the face.
Interesting, huh? I reckon that they will take the 2 here.
No, Mike, they want to try.
They're having a
good conflict,
having a good discussion.
What are we going to do? They're asking what we're going to do. Cos Jason says, what we're going to do? We're going to run it, okay?
A tap.
And here they go. Hannant again. 2 within 2 or 3 metres of the line. Down he goes. Cos Jason barking out the instructions once again. Looks for the runner. The runner was there, and it was Assi Arta. Now Thurston, change of direction. They get to him in the end. They just bring him down a metre short.
Good tackle by Cuthbertson. It had to be.
Fiddling around, trying to stop him getting a quick play the ball away. Ferris and Thurston having a discussion.
Yeah, and he's just taking the honesty of the Leeds forwards. Are they pushing up? Steps off that left foot. Sees if any of the Leeds forwards have turned off, leaving a gap.
Well, they're setting up again. They're just taking their time. Thurston, short ball finds Bolton. Real pressure on this Leeds line almost from minute 1 of this second half. They've already had their reward. This is Asiata. Nearly got underneath of them. As Jason waits. Hannant was the dummy runner. It is with Thurston. He gets it away to Morgan. Morgan wide and over the top. And there's a chance here for Felt. And Felt goes in for the second try of this second half for the Cowboys.
Yeah, he paid the price, I'm afraid, did Ryan Hall. Not the best. He went far too high. And the strength of Felt was far too strong. All came away with messing around and no option by Richard Silverwood but to award the penalty. Nice combination in and out, and you see Ryan Hall try to drag him over. Really should have gone down for the hip region. But fair play to the winger. What a handoff. Upper body strength. That's why they work out in the gym. All through the week in the build-up to this, it has made the difference.
8 minutes of the second half gone, and the wheels have just started to come off for the Rhinos. It's gone very, very quiet at Headingley. So Thurston, 4 tries last year, 93 goals, 6 drop goals, the 6th, the most important of his life, and 208 points. That was last year's tally. Wonder how they'll go this year in defending their first ever NRL crown. Brisbane hot favourites, of course, and we saw why last night. Thurston then to try and add the extras, and he kicked this one. Almost the same place where he tried to kick the goal that would have won the match at the end of normal time in the grand final. This time it doesn't hit the post, it drifts to the right-hand side of the posts.
Seems to give his kicking tee, doesn't he, after either a successful or unsuccessful attempt to a supporter in the crowd. Here's the try again. Leeds have been exposed. A mistake by the right winger, no mistake by the left one in defence. 2 tries early in the second half, giving all the encouragement now to the visitors from the northern part of Queensland.
Great gesture that by Jonathan Thurston. He gave his scrum cap away as he went off at half-time to a lucky youngster, and he's got a couple of kicking tees he's given away to some supporters in the south stand.
He's become very famous.
There's the proud owner.
He's become very famous for doing that, his association with the fans down under.
Hope they brought some teas with them. A good supply anyway. Because well, the second half has had an ominous look about it thus far. But Leeds are muscling up.
You have to say that you know, the mistake by Ash Handley set the scene. They can relax a little bit now, and they'll start throwing the ball about willy-nilly. The confidence is up.
Oh, here we go again. Another high kick over to that far side for Handley. This time he takes it cleanly, and that will do him the power of good.
Certainly will.
And that's exactly what the youngster needs. When you make a mistake, you can't just dwell on the fact you made a mistake. You've got to just put your arms up, call for that ball and come down with it. Well done, son. I tell you, I would like to see him with the ball earlier in the sets. North Queensland, when they played in the grand final last year, they were caught out on the right edge. Joel Moon, very good player, good balance, good speed, and along with Ryan Hall, they could be real torments and weapons for Leeds Rhinos.
Well, there we are. They've got a good supply of kicking tees for Jonathan Thurston to give away.
They're expecting scoring a few, aren't they?
Yeah, 7, I think. There's half a dozen in the tall one, so 7 more they expect to score.
Well, it's in as though they're 30 quid, Eddie.
Steve-O, you would never give anything away.
1, 2!
No comment.
Good line, good line. Hold.
Morgan waits the dummy half.
Oh, that was a headshot. There's been quite a few of those, and Mr. Silverwood has just ignored it. It's made for a better game, I must say.
Solid enough run from Kane Linnett. Because Jason Thurston showed it on the inside, took them on himself. A good job that Callum Watkins had hold of his shirt tails. And now they drive forward with Asiata. Is that an obstruction? He gave himself up then, Asiata, and the referee...
He's got to give it because he stopped.
Yeah, but Steve, if he does go down on one knee and gives himself up, then that's not a penalty. Because he doesn't, when you look, you'll see it, when he goes behind, if he goes down on one knee, that means it's play on, just play the ball. But because he chose to run, that's where the penalties come from. All right there, Stuart?
Well, I think the referee was actually telling him to give himself up, and because he didn't, he had to penalise him. You know, you can see the referee gesturing there.
So if you go down on one knee,
you give yourself up. You give yourself up.
What if none of the defenders come to tackle you?
Good point.
So you go down on one knee, you give yourself up.
Did you not believe me then, Eddie?
Well, no.
Yeah, if you go down on one knee,
gee, that was a high one. I know you don't have to go. You don't have to go too much height on the little fella. He's had a tremendous match as Burrow.
Ooh, good ball from Ferris. He was almost through then, Callum Watkins. Sutcliffe to Ferris. Having it one-handed.
Well, it's nice to see Ferris running out wide.
Last one here for Leeds. They're going down the short side with Zach Hardaker. He's trapped, though. He's trapped. That will be the turnover. That was good work at marker from Gavin Cooper.
Everything about that set of 6 was very good from Leeds Rhinos. When you get to the last play, you've got to either challenge, you've got to stick it up in the air, make it a bit of a contest, not get caught here, but Rob Burrow, was that a high shot? The little old warrior, the terrier that he is.
He caught a knee as well. Stray knee, perhaps. Well, field position is vital as far as Leeds is concerned. And, you know, they play to a very good plan, though, don't they, the Cowboys? Use those big fellas to get them somewhere near the halfway line.
Scott Bolton takes it over the halfway line. And we've reached only tackle number 3. It's Jason again. It was Asiata. Good hands on show as well again, but good tackling from Joel Moon. Thurston with nowhere to go. Actually, apart from the high kick, they haven't dealt with Thurston badly, have they? Here's a high kick now from Lachlan Coote. Oh, into the arms of Ash Handley. He's taken 2.
Yeah,
very confidently.
He had to, and he realised it.
Harding
hasn't had many opportunities to pull back.
Ryan Hall.
Good work. Quick play the ball now. See the Cowboys holding him down. Could have been a penalty.
Garbett stands. Hannon closed off the option of an offload. Burrow. He'll scamper away, will Rob Burrow. That's the pass off to Ferris. This is Liam Sutcliffe. Last one coming up for Leeds. Good kick needed. Lilly up and over, but Lachlan Coote had moved across and snuffed out the danger. Tries to respond with a run forward.
Not the best kick from the youngster. As we saw in that first half, when you're facing the wind, the Cowboys kept the ball right on the ground, kept it low.
Yes, they're not only facing the teeth of the gale, now it's raining pretty strongly again. As Thurston takes the tackle from Anthony Mullally, making his first team debut almost here for the Leeds Rhinos. He did come on as a sub against the Kiwis here last October, but this is the big one for him.
Great tackle again. Wonderful work from Delaney.
High again to test Handley. Claims it again. That's 3 in a row.
And that was going absolutely everywhere. That was a horrific kick if you're young Ash Handley trying to catch it.
And that shows you the experience of Jonathan Thurston, realising Morgan opted to go the opposite wing. And that's got to be a penalty. Lifted over the horizontal. No doubt about it.
Well, I understand all the momentum has been with the Cowboys, but you know what? It's a fascinating point. He took it really well, didn't he? At 14 points to 4. If the Rhinos can ride through a period, they need to get to the other end, and they need some luck. They definitely need an element of luck or a couple of penalties to go their way, but they could, with a try, work their way back into this game, excite the crowd again, and give themselves a chance of pushing their opponents far harder in the final quarter.
Second run there from Mullally. Lilly, good ball, short pass too.
Good hit.
What a great tackle that was by Ethan Lowe. And needless to say, Ben Hannon was in there for good measure as well. It's Scarbott.
Once again, Leeds have got to stay adventurous. Good run. Good tackle.
Thought about the pass to Sutcliffe, then thought better of it. Delaney now, dummy half. Last tackle here for the Rhinos. And Lilly has the ball into the air. Knock on, offside against Jonathan Thurston.
Good kick. Very good kick from the youngster Jordan Lilly.
They're saying, or at least they're claiming, in the shape of Lachlan Coote, that it was a Leeds hand that got to this.
Eddie, and that's what I talk about. When the ball goes up in the air, it's a contest. Everyone's jumping for it.
Right, penalty to Leeds. Lilly finds Delaney, the 10 metres away Leeds. He's running laterally again, straightens it up now. And down he goes, but Sutcliffe is there waiting the dummy half. Here is Mullally. Mullally gets the legs pumping. Big night for Anthony Mullally this is, formerly with Huddersfield. Came here via Wakefield where he was on loan last year. Good ball! Oh, and a chance for Garbutt. He tried to roll himself over the line. Right underneath the post, Burrow. Burrow fires the pass. Lilly drops his shoulder. Jordan Lilly!
Oh, just couldn't get it. That was good work by Bolton.
Burrow. Hardaker and Ferris. Ferris dabs it through the defence. Kyle Felt is there to make sure that he gets his body between himself, the ball, and the onrushing Ryan Hall.
And that was a good kick. They've just got to make sure that they keep them in their own quarter. Keep them down in the red zone.
I think, Mike, they had to do more than that. They had to get that into the in-goal area and force a goal line dropout. They've had lots of territory leads in this game. Maybe not so much in the second half. They've just not been able to get across the try line. They need to have the possession. They need the most majority possession to stand a chance now.
Jimmy Kinehorst is on as well. We said at half-time Brian McDermott had only used one interchange. Well, he used a couple here now in the second half. Oh, this is a possible 40-20, but Ryan Hall has cut the option out. And Ryan Hall will run it back and then fires the pass into Zach Hardaker's hands.
The game goes through waves when you're under the pump and you're on the back foot and you concede a couple of tries, but then all of a sudden Leeds now are carrying the ball forward strongly. They're running with purpose, and they seem to be playing really hard for each other.
Hanley takes it forward gamely once again. Granville, who's come back off the bench and onto the field of play. Sutcliffe, halted by Matt Scott. Burrow, Hardaker gets the ball away to Kinehorst. And Kinehorst, on the last tackle, finds Burrow at dummy half. There's Sutcliffe. Here is Lilly. Oh, he's shaped to kick. The ball is flicked out wide, and then
he's knocked on.
Ryan Hall knocks it on.
He's in touch.
No free play, remember, in these international rules we're playing under throughout this World Club Series, so...
Well, there was pressure on Jordan Lilly then, who was pushing really hard from North Queensland on the inside, who forces the ball onto Brett Ferris. The only negative that you would say on that is that if you get to your fifth tackle, you've got through all your really difficult plays. When the opposition's coming up, putting pressure on you, you must get to the kick, unless you're going to run the ball. If you're going to run it, you've got to get some clean hands there.
Granville, great ball to Morgan. Important little ankle tap that was by Moon.
Finished off by Mullally. Good job he was there.
All hands to the pump defensively for the Leeds Rhinos here. Because Granville have got the ball away to the prop forward Scott, and he has found Thurston. And Kinehorst as well. Granville again. This is Tamalolo.
I've been impressed by this hooker as well, Jake Granville. He sets him up very well indeed.
Nice kick from Thurston. Horrible ricochet. Horrible ricochet. North Queensland Cowboys are over again.
Tackle 5.
Now, has he dropped it? That's the most important thing.
Make sure he doesn't knock on there, please.
Well, they're slapping the backs and rubbing the heads. The Cowboys, they think this has been given.
Well, it took a ricochet, didn't it? What say you, Stuart?
Well, he's got the ricochet. They're all onside from the kick. It's all about whether he knocks on when he gathers the ball off the floor. Looks like it goes through his hands. Does he get hold of it? Does he retain possession? What happens on the ground? Well, his left hand comes off the ball. His right hand's still on the ball. Does he retain possession? Yes, he does. He keeps hold of that ball.
It's Lachlan Coote, this, by the way.
Hand has to come off that ball at some point. And you can see from there when it hits the ground, his hand is still in possession of the ball. As it comes up, his hand is still on the ball.
And still,
and if he grounds it from there, this will be confirmed. There's no knock on there.
That decision on the field was a try, and that just about confirms the worst news for Leeds Rhinos. And that does as well. Try is given to Lachlan Coote.
And to be fair, Eddie, he juggled with that ball. It was a wonderful effort. He lost control of it just as he was getting to the whitewash, but had the wherewithal to drag it back in. It was an awful ricochet as far as Leeds were concerned. Thurston jabbed it in. Yeah, that's a shame.
I think
what a good effort.
It's the third try we've seen this weekend from the NRL games with kicks like this, and we've said, oh, what a lucky bounce. But they're obviously putting difficult kicks for the defenders to cope with, and they've got enough players then around it when it bounces up. We saw one on Friday, one last night. That's one, a third one here in the weekend.
So a chance here then for Jonathan Thurston to tag 2 more points on to the Cowboys score. This for 20 points to 4. He just arrows it underneath the breeze. And another gift on its way, I think, to one of the lucky youngsters on the sideline. There you go.
That's good.
I think she said, I don't want it.
It's great PR, though.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah, that's a great gesture. Oops, this ball hasn't gone the 10. That's gone up in the air on the breeze. Look at this. Leeds don't want to touch it, of course, because it'll be a penalty. It's a penalty anyway, so you may as well get hold of it, fellas, which they do.
Yeah.
I wonder, will he pump a 50-metre penalty goal over with the wind behind him?
No, he'll shove it into the corner.
With this wind, it might have had a chance. I suppose if it were a tight game, he might have done.
Eddie, everyone's turned up here today. They've turned up to support their club, Leeds, but they've turned up to watch this star-studded side, like I said at the start. They're here to entertain. There was pressure on them to compete. They want to go home winners as world club champions, but they want these fans to leave here through the turnstiles thinking what great players there were and what great gestures that some of the players, the likes of Jonathan Thurston, shown to the fans.
Yeah, they've certainly showed their skill in this second half, and it was all down to their patience, running into the gale force wind and the rain, so they kept it very, very tight.
James Tarmo disentangles himself, plays the ball to Granville. Granville showed it to one, got it away to Thurston. Thurston scores. Jonathan Thurston scores. Now, does the ball go into the crowd? Because he scored the try. Maybe not. Maybe not. But Jonathan Thurston gets the try that just about, I think, seals the fate of the Rhinos. A contest for 40 minutes, but it's gone horribly, horribly wrong for Leeds in the second half.
Good play by the hooker, Jake Granville. And you could see that he was going right across, and hesitation in that defence. He just spins out. Can't afford to go high on this fella. That was wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, well, Jake Granville, he's the player that's been causing a lot of problems. His running game from dummy half, the retreating defence can't get set, and Jonathan Thurston's been tackled a number of occasions in this second half. He seems to be looking for those weaknesses around the ruck. He's taking on those big forwards, and the class act that he is goes in for the try.
So 15 minutes remaining, and North Queensland Cowboys with a 20-point advantage, which, if Thurston kicks this, which he does, goes up to 22 points advantage. And there goes another tee. Good job that they brought that supply with them. They may run out. Great stuff.
Certainly is, and not just a quality league player, he's a quality person as well. Was a little bit wayward in his early days, but certainly has made a mark.
What's that, Steve-O? They've got 5 left now. That's it. Well, here we go now. They've got 15 minutes to go. Leeds Rhinos. They don't want to be conceding tries now. Been really brave, especially in that first half.
Well, the Cowboys NRL season begins in a fortnight's time.
Oh,
my word. And a big incentive for them. No team's gone back-to-back in a unified competition since their neighbours, Brisbane, in 92-93. Neighbours of about 1,500, 2,000 miles between them, but
Wasn't that a big collision?
Certainly was, and you just get the feeling that they are now going to keep this ball alive, the Cowboys. This should go to the winger again.
Again, high off the boot of Lachlan Coote. Well, full marks to Ash Handley after the horror start to this second half for him.
Yeah,
that's 4 or 5 now.
4 on the trot, Eddie.
Yeah, but
tremendous
he's taken
stuff.
Really brave.
He's a quality player. He scored a hat-trick, didn't he? Was it in his debut when he played against Saints? Or one of his first games, anyway. He's a decent talent, Eddie.
Hat-trick's home and away against the Saints, Terry. You're right.
Oh, just couldn't get it. Good opportunity there. Liam Sutcliffe was just on that inside. Oh, that's been a big offence. They always have someone attacking the ball carrying arm. Don't go for the ball, they go for the upper arm and the impact, and they lose possession.
Yeah, the gloves are off now, there's no doubt about that. The shackles are loose and they are now enjoying themselves.
Well, it's getting
Cowboys,
to a point.
It was a real contest for the first 40.
It certainly was, and it's getting to a point now where, you know, maybe Jonathan Thurston will celebrate with a field goal, emulate the field goal that won them the grand final in 2015.
Coote to Thurston. Morgan taking on Moon. He escapes Moon's clutches, gives the ball then to O'Neill. And O'Neill comes back over there, and O'Neill ghosts his way through the defence. Big smiles now for Justin O'Neill and the Cowboys. 5 years at Melbourne. O'Neill was in the side that beat the Rhinos here in 2013. He's in the Cowboys side that's going to beat the Rhinos here in 2016.
And you can see how wide the attack from the Cowboys was. You've got to say that this was a poor effort in defence. In and out. No one could get to him.
Well, he mesmerised them.
Yeah, you get the feeling that the Leeds Rhinos are out on their feet.
What stood out to me was the quality of the passes to get the play out wide in the first place. All right, there's some good acceleration and a nice offload, but to transfer the ball from one side of the field to the other, stretching Leeds' defence, just showing what speed he's got. I guess one of the Cowboys coaches will be delighted watching on this. Dave Ferner, a former player for the Leeds Rhinos, did very well for them over here. He's now part of Paul Green's coaching staff, and good to be back, I guess, in Leeds for Dave Ferner. Seeing his side do a pretty well job here. 70 minutes gone.
6 tries they've scored, and the only back that hasn't scored is the winger Antonio Winterstein. So I think they'll be trying to give him a 4-pointer before they depart the scene tonight. Somebody in the crowd. And there is another 2 points on the Cowboys' score. South Sanders going home with a gift. There you go.
Cause a riot in there, Eddie.
Only 4 to go. Only 4 to go, Terry. Then they'll declare in Rod Studd's world.
Eddie, your maths not very good. There's 4 on the right and there's 1 on the left, which makes it 5.
I don't think they give the big one away.
Oh, they do. There's 5 there, Eddie.
Well, let's hope that they don't give them away. No. That's gone to 10.
They're frustrated now, Leeds. A second half demolition.
Well, they've got, I suppose, the rest of the season as well to think about, as well as these 9 minutes, but they've got a player on the sideline. They've got 1 or 2 bumps and injuries. As you mentioned, the start of the Super League season, and there's a bit of a stink on here.
Things are over. James Tarnow started that with a slap on Keith Galloway.
He took exception to it, did Galloway.
And that is what it means to the players. They're not going to give this game up. The scoreline, yeah, the game's well and truly gone. You'd imagine 28 points behind. They're not going to score that in the final 9 minutes. But the passion that's on shore here, you can't back down to any challenges. And Mitch Garber is the first player to throw a punch, which was an absolute belter.
Was it ever? He just sacked him.
Whoa.
Absolutely sacked him. What's this? Lined him up and see you later, baby.
Stewart, that could be a red card.
Well, I think it'd be a red card.
It has to be.
Yeah, it has to be. And I would also be looking at yellow for Tamau. He didn't need to do that.
You don't condone violence or anything.
I bet he regrets now having a little slap at Keith Galloway.
Well, he wasn't expecting Mitch Garbutt to turn up, was he?
And if this is red for Mitch Garbutt, as a result of this punt, as a result of this, what does this mean for Leeds next week against Hull Kingston Rovers?
Well, it is an international fixture. You would think that it would roll over to the Super League.
He's going to the card, he's going to the back pocket.
He's got to, Eddie.
You're the first defence for the slap. Okay, 10 minutes.
He's got 10 minutes and a bloody nose.
Oh, Garbutt's gone. Don't worry about that.
I'm going to hit from the side. I'm going to do that.
And Jonathan Thurston is just telling the referee, as if he doesn't know, that that is a send-off offence.
Okay,
and there's the red card.
Mitch Garbutt.
There's the red card that is being, or about to be brandished, I think.
Off he goes.
Red. He's off.
Well, they can boo all they like, but
that's the right decision, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Terry, you got a bit overexcited there.
No,
you can't condone that. It's illegal play.
Phil, what I did say was you can't condone violence like that.
You can't encourage it or
can't condone. But what I'm saying is that the players and Rob Burrows trying to encourage his teammates here. You can't back down. James Tarmore was the one who got up, started pushing around. Was he going to be the first one? Was he going to be the first one to throw a punch?
Well, Leeds have got the penalty. They've also got the red card.
Well, that was a flop. He came in when the man with the ball was already there, and that is good thinking by the official Richard Silverwood. Keep them away, Tom.
Eddie, and what I will say about that drive from Galloway, Galloway was the one who was first involved in the incident. So well done to him for taking that ball in.
Speak to your guys, we don't want anything.
He's the one who caused it, and he was the first one to put his hand up to take that ball forward.
Referee's got it all on here. They're both down to 12 men for the remainder of this match, of course. Ferris now takes that one forward. And by the way, as a result of all that, only the second red card shown in the World Club Challenge. He follows Ronnie Gibbs of Manly, sent off at Wigan in 1987 into the unwanted record book.
And again, we see this Cowboys defence, Eddie. It's been superb all night. You know, the quality that Leeds have. You know, the likes of Watkins, Joe Moon, Hardacre. They just have not found any gaps in that defence. Beat Burrow wants to get on with it.
And Jordan Lilly's not shirking, is he?
No, he's had a great game.
He did point then to Jimmy Kinehorse when Rob Burrow wanted to restart the game. Give it to him. Here's Burrow again. There's a chance here. There's a chance here for the grand final. Josh Walters is held up, is he? Referee will hand this upstairs to the video referee, and he's got no try on the field.
What a great run, though, from Walters. Exceptional.
I think the referee's decision will be crucial here, because I'm not sure we'll get a view on whether this ball hits the ground. He's given us no try.
I don't think he's got it down.
It's right on the chest.
It's going to be difficult. Is that roll over there? Does he manage to get it onto some of the turf as he goes over? I don't think we're going to be able to prove that one way or the other, so we'll probably end up sticking with the referee's decision of no try, but it'll be a Leeds play the ball.
Yeah, they knew that, the players on the field. So Walters will play it to Burrow. Sutcliffe was looking for support. There wasn't anything with him. Burrow to Hardacre. Comes back this way. Lilly and Kinehorst. Gets the ball away, knocked backwards, picked up by Thurston. Play on.
Well, they look full of energy now, Leeds Rhinos, after the little scuffle.
Little scuffle.
Scuffle, Ed.
Well, it was a scuffle until Mitch Garbutt entered the scene. Well, they may have lost this game, the Leeds Rhinos, but they've certainly got a point on knockout.
Hold, mate, hold. Go, 3.
It's been a very professional job, though, by the Australian side.
Stuart, because this is the World Club Challenge, because it is an international fixture, what repercussions for Mitch Garbutt for that red card?
Well, there'll be a match review panel sitting after this, and he'll be dealt with by the RFL disciplinary committee. So any suspension will be on a Super League game or Super League games to come.
Oh, that ball held in the air, and here is a try for O'Neill, another one. His second try for Justin O'Neill. Well, that's the way, I suppose, to finish things off when things are turning nasty.
That's the way to respond, isn't it?
It is.
Absolutely top quality.
Well, we said in the first half that they were very, very patient. Nice finish. That's the way to do it. That's the reason why they won the Australian Grand Final.
Steve, they just turn up for each other. Tell the man who supplies the ball back inside, Justin O'Neill, man who scored a try in the Grand Final.
You've got to give their coach Paul Green a lot of credit for this, because he planned it, as I say. Patience. Just get over the advantage line in the first half. Don't do anything dramatic. Though they did get off to a flyer, didn't they, when poor old Ash Handley dropped the ball just virtually after the restart.
Well, they're just so professional, aren't they? So from going from this thing where they're getting off the line and they're trying to belt Leeds Rhinos, then all of a sudden it's like they click the fingers and they turn back into playing mode.
4 to go.
So is that other one a kicking tee now, Eddie?
4 to go. Well, no, I just don't want to argue with you, because I don't want to end up like Mitch Garbutt. Great kick. God, he can kick, can't he? little bow from Thurston, and a lovely memento for that youngster in the crowd. Another one. How many is he giving away now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Eddie, he's time wasting there. He's buying a bit of time.
Yes. You know, 38-4, it indicates a blowout, and it has been a blowout in the second half, but credit Leeds for what they did in the first 40.
They probably played as well as they could possibly play, but that's the gap between the two sides, isn't it? I think 34 points accurately reflects the skill level of the two teams. It's not just about enthusiasm. This game is based around skill, and they've shown abundance of that. I mean, the last pass for that last try was unbelievably accurate in the dying stages of a game. A left to right pass, finding the man in these conditions, summed up really the skill that the Australian sides have brought to this weekend.
Yes, they have, and each one of them has scored well in excess of 30 points.
They've got so much talent out there.
Here they come again.
That's
Here
forward.
They come again. He has given the forward pass.
Yeah,
so
it was
chalked off.
It was forward.
Paul Linnett. Paul Linnett. Let's give him his proper title.
No doubt about this. About a half a yard in front.
Just seem to attack in waves, don't they? As soon as somebody gets their arm free or there's any space that opens up, they look either side and there's a teammate in support.
There have been some special players out there tonight.
Let's go, boys.
No more so from the effort from the Leeds Rhinos. It has been. I thought Jordan Lilly certainly stood up. The defence and the enthusiasm shown by Brad Singleton, of course, and the skipper tonight, Rob Burrow, in that first half was all over the shop. But
yeah, the first 40 minutes has given encouragement. There's no doubt about it.
But the Cowboys have eventually just realised it has been a perfect plan by Paul Green, the Cowboys coach.
It has, Steve-O, but the positives, if you're a Leeds fan, is for all the experience that some of these youngsters will take into the Super League season.
That looked a high shot.
No, it wasn't, according to the referee, who I must say actually has handled all the shenanigans of this second half really well.
Yeah.
Can Ryan Hall give the Rhino supporters who are still here something to remember? Can Joel Moon give them something to remember?
That's back to 6.
Knock
on, yeah.
Knock on, so I don't think we're going to get the time for this because the 80 minutes is gone. There's the final siren. And so it's the 3-0 whitewash for the second year running to the NRL clubs in this World Club Series. Brian McDermott, he will be happy with the first half. He will be distraught about the second. He said they would have to come out and do something special. They did in the first 40. But after Ash Handley dropped the ball early in the second half. Well, the crowd's heads went down, the commentators' heads went down, and the players' heads went down as well. And there was no coming back after they got the second try. Just 6 tries in the second half, Morgan in the first, so 7 tries to 1, 38 points to 4. The North Queensland Cowboys are the best club side in the world. Okay.
Thanks, Eddie. And to present the Man of the Match award, Jake Pater, 8 years old, Leeds Rhino supporter from Selby. Jake, do your deed.
Thank you. Here, I've got a present for you too.
Oh, it's a kicking tee. You must cost the club a fortune. They're Daryl Halligan's kicking tees, aren't they?
They are. He gives me plenty of them to hand out to the crowd. So it's good that we got a few tries, and I could hand the kicking tees out to the kids in the crowd, which was good.
Well, the second half, you were getting through them at a fair old rate. The first half, they were kept in reserve because that was a real battle, wasn't it, the first 40?
Yeah, it was. It was tit for tat there, going set for a while, and we made a few errors which put us under the pump, but they're a quality side, Leeds. They've been at the top of the table for a number of years, and we knew they were going to come at us hard, and that's what they did, and we ended up controlling the ball in the second half and got some points.
Was that the intention? Because it seemed to be right from the outset of the second half, right, come on, we've messed around here long enough, let's get stuck in here.
Yeah, we knew we had to just control the ball and have a bit more energy in our defence, and I thought we did that in the second half, and our tries came off the back of our defence, so it's the main focus for us, so it was good to keep them to 4 points.
What does this mean? I mean, you are now, on top of what you achieved last year, you are the World Club Champions.
Yeah, look, it's a good reward for last year. And couldn't be prouder of the boys. They've worked extremely hard last year, the last couple of years. So, they deserve everything they get, these boys. I see the sacrifices they make week in, week out, and how hard they train. So they deserve everything they get.
Did this live up to expectations? Near full house at Headingley, massive atmosphere.
Mate, the boys enjoyed it from the moment we ran out to warm up. The crowd was singing and tahooing, and that's what the experience is about. So no doubt the boys will go home with those memories, and we're a special bunch of guys now, and we've achieved something special, and we're the World Club Champions now, so they should be proud.
Thanks very much, Jonathan.
No worries, thank you.
Well, let's hear from opposite number Robbie Burrow. Rob, come in and join us. First 40, I mean, you really gave as good as you got, and second half, what you needed to do was just to maintain that, and you couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, that was obviously our goal to come out. We matched in the first 40. We had loads of energy going in. We just didn't execute what we were meant to do in the second half. And a couple of tries from North Queensland, and when they're on a roll, they're obviously a tough team to stop. And it was probably the first 10 minutes of the second half that lost us that game.
But you can be proud of what you achieved in the first 40 minutes. I mean, you went toe-to-toe with them when people were expecting you to be blown away virtually from the start.
Yeah, I mean, it's still the same result at the end of the day. It's no good going 40 minutes, you've got to go 80, and we're really disappointed. We felt we had more, and certainly that second half could have been better, but that's rugby for you. We've got to bounce back now for Super League.
And of course it wouldn't be a World Club Challenge game without a set 2 at the end, and I suppose it had been building that, hadn't there? There was a bit of needle.
Yeah, I mean, obviously big guys going against each other with that much force, there's always going to be something happen, but it spilled over a little bit, but soon got back to rugby and soon got on with it.
Well, you've got to get back in the saddle. I mean, very quick turnaround. You head for Catalan. There's no rest.
No, there's no rest, and obviously a tough trip to the south of France. So, but that Super League and the way rugby is, you play one tough team one week, and you've got to go and do it again next week. So, we'll get over this and move on now.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry, Antonio Wintersteed. Sorry, you crept up on me there. Where do you come from? Everybody's too busy changing shirts and shorts in the background.
Yeah, no,
you've got yours on?
Yeah, keeping mine for my family, but yeah, everyone's making up over there, so it was a good, tough battle tonight. We expected them to come out hard, and they did, and that first half was probably some of the toughest minutes that I've been involved in, and it's good to be a part of.
Whoa, watch this backdrop, because that could take off. That first 40 minutes, I don't know about you guys, but everybody in the crowd, was thinking, oh dear, Leeds, they were up against it. They certainly came out like a side out to prove a point, didn't they?
Oh, definitely. We always knew that was going to happen, and we just weathered the storm, and we were lucky to hold the ball there towards the end of the game and get some points of it. So that was good first half of footy, nice and physical, and that's what our boys love.
What does it mean to add this to what you achieved last year? You're the world club champions.
Oh, it's something special. You know, it doesn't come around very often, and may not get this chance again. And you know, it's just the award from our hard work last year, and you know, it's a good way to start the year.
And now you've got to follow it up in 2016. You set the bar high.
Yeah, that's right, and you know, the boys are up for it, so just can't wait for the challenge.
Well, thanks, Antonio.
Thanks, mate. Ta.
Well, consolation for Leeds in the fact that they put together that impressive and dogged first 40 minutes. It was 4-4 at half-time, and they can also be consoled by the fact that they remain the last Super League winners of this World Club Challenge. But it's 4 in a row now for the NRL. Melbourne, the Roosters, South Sydney last year, and now the North Queensland Cowboys, led by that man Jonathan Thurston, who's won, well, just about everything in the last 12 months that the game has to offer.
Yeah, he's a talent. He led the side perfectly. His kicking game in the second half was, well, unreal. And they knew exactly what they needed. They needed a quick score, and it was from a high kick.
Okay, well, let's hear from Ryan Hall. He's now talking to Bill.
Well, we've already seen Ryan Hall undressing in the back of the shop when we were interviewing Jonathan Thurston. A bit of kit swapping going on. That was for the first 40 minutes. That lived up to expectations, didn't it?
Yeah, we've watched the other two games, and like the Australian sides, I've got a bit of a runaway lead there. So we had a conscious effort. We said we don't want to replicate that. We were down on troops, we knew that, but we had to, give it us all. And in 40 minutes, the first 40 minutes, I think we give it a real dig. And I think we stayed in there as a real tussle, but I think that showed in the second half. That they've put on some points there, some probably soft tries, but they wouldn't have scored in the first half. But that's good we went so hard in the first.
What you didn't need was to let them get a grip on this early and in the second half, and that's exactly what happened. And you couldn't then get it back, could you?
Yeah, we had a big pin through our bubble, right in the first half, and it's a long slot against a team like that who can score points.
Well, I mean, you presumably watched the previous two games. I mean, it's again a tough lesson, isn't it, for the British game?
It is, yeah. But I'd like to stress that I think you caught two other sides on the English side. You caught them on bad days. That's not a true representation of what they're about. We know later on in the year, Wigan and St Helens do not play like that, and I don't. They'll be there abouts by the end of the year again.
Thanks, Ryan.
Cheers, thank you.
Caught a glimpse there while Bill was talking to Ryan Hall of Brian McDermott, the Leeds Rhinos coach. He won the World Club Challenge as a player in 2002 with the Bradford Bulls. He coached the winning Leeds side of 2012. There he is, Brian. This is his third World Club Challenge as a coach, and well, he's come out on the wrong side of the scoreline today. But pre-match, he said they've got to do something special to take on a team like North Queensland Cowboys. They can't just slug it out with them toe-to-toe and go set for set with them. They had to do something different, and boy, did they move it around in the first half. They gave us something to think about. They gave the Cowboys something to think about.
They certainly do, and Brian McDermott was absolutely spot on, because he knows that the Cowboys' defence has been superb tonight. It's, well, qualified by the fact that throughout the 80 minutes, Leeds Rhinos only made 2 clean breaks, and that indicates the effort in defence that these Australian guys have shown tonight. A wonderful team performance. It wasn't just a sprinkling of 1 or 2 stars. It was a great combination. The support play was outstanding.
Well, Jonathan Thurston has not only won the man of the match here from the sponsors and from the game, he also wins the Graham Murray Medal, which is being presented to him by Graham Murray's widow Amanda, and very fitting because of course Graham Murray coached both these sides, and Jonathan Thurston, he played under Graham Murray as well. So well done to him. He goes home with the Man of the Match awards, and the Graham Murray medal. But that's what this World Club Series has been all about. The referee going to meet the presentation party, which composes Brian Barwick, who is the Super League chairman, James Boyer, who is the Dacia marketing director for UK and Ireland, Amanda Murray, as we said. And Jonathan Thurston has enjoyed his trip to Leeds Rhinos, and he acknowledges the crowd who have stayed behind here in the South Stand to see this trophy presentation. Rob Burrow in conversation with Paul Green, and Bill was referring to the fact that shirts were being swapped and then they were being swapped back again, because obviously you want to see the Leeds Rhinos go up in their kit to collect their losers' medals, and you certainly want to see the North Queensland Cowboys go up in their playing kit and pick up this trophy. So there's been a couple of double takes. I'm sure that back in the privacy of the dressing rooms, these souvenirs will be swapped when they get inside. Consolation for the Rhinos. Great first half, getting away second half.
Great performance, you're right. And what about that youngster there, Jordan Lilly, playing up against the classified world-class best player in the world, Jonathan Thurston. He didn't shirk it. He really worked hard. He had a tremendous game. And I am sure he has got a wonderful future ahead of him. And he knows what quality he has to play with the likes of Jordan Lilly.
Well, it's another victory for the Queensland Cowboys, the North Queensland Cowboys over the Leeds Rhinos. They faced them twice before in the 1997 Super League World Championship. They won 42-20 in Townsville, 48-14 here. They scored 16 tries in the two games. And the Cowboys, who were the NRL premiers last year, now add the Dacia World Club Championship to their list of achievements. They're a fine side. In fact, we have seen three fine sides from the NRL over this weekend, and they have really left a mark on the Super League competition, Terry, haven't they? They have beaten our top three sides, and they have beaten them well.
Eddie, and they're the standards that you need to achieve. You need to test yourself against the best. If you don't quite come up to that level, well, you've got to go away and you've got to improve in it, because there's great players that play this game, and the reason why some players get on and they win so many awards is because the amount of time they spend on the training facility. Gifted players don't just become gifted because they were born gifted. You've got to work really hard, and all the players have every right to go out there and lift this silverware. They've been under the pump, they won it they won the championship down under the NRL, and they've come over here and now they finish off as world champions.
Yes, the best club side in the world. The North Queensland Cowboys are world champions 2016.
And the expressions on a player's face says it all. All that hard work Terry was talking about that led them to that wonderful victory in Sydney to become the champions, and they have topped it. And they have every right to feel very proud indeed. It was a wonderful team performance. Yes, they just had too much in that second half. Quality.
Yes, wonderful second half. Produced the scenes that we are watching now, and a 3-0 scoreline against Super League for the NRL, and for the fourth year in a row the Australians go home with the World Club crown. Tremendous players, great occasions, and a lot for the Super League to learn, and I'm sure they will learn it over the course of the next 8 months or so. At the touchscreen, and we will continue to analyse this World Club Series weekend. So don't forget that the big events just keep on coming on Sky Sports in 2016. Next Sunday, Liverpool and Manchester City compete for the first silverware of the season in the Capital One Cup final from Wembley. The ICC World T20 gets underway in India from the 8th of March. The Sky Sports F1 channel will again be the only place to see every race weekend live when the new season of Formula One starts in Australia on the 18th of March. The Masters in April kicks off an incredible year of golf with all 4 majors and the Ryder Cup live on Sky Sports. And in June, England head to Australia for a 3-test rugby union series against the Wallabies. Just some of the fantastic events that you can look forward to this year on Sky Sports. And of course, you'll be able to follow the Super League all the way through to the grand final as well, where Leeds Rhinos will hope they will be defending their crown and coming back next year maybe and taking on the NRL Premiers again. Tonight they have been beaten, and soundly too, in the second half by the North Queensland Cowboys. O'Neill 2, Linnett, Felt, Coote and Thurston with the second half tries. Morgan got the one in the first half. 4-all at half time. A real contest, but 38-4, the Rhinos have gone down. Bill Arthur is with the winning coach of the Cowboys, and he's talking now to Paul Green.
Paul, how does it feel to be the World Club champions?
Yeah, look, it's a great reward for the boys. I said earlier in the week, you've got to work really hard to get this opportunity, so don't waste it. And to win it tonight, I'm really proud of the way the boys played.
And you must have been impressed with the way that when it was needed, they stepped it up. So, I mean, it looked as though you went up a gear, started the second half.
Yeah, definitely. We got off to a good start there, and once we got control of the game there, I thought we played really well and sort of didn't let Leeds back into the game. But full credit to them, they come out and stuck it to us early, and it was a good contest at the start.
Were you a bit worried after that first 40?
Look, I wasn't worried. We knew they'd start with plenty of physicality and also throw the ball around as well, which they did from the first set. So full credit to them. They played really well. But I was happy the way we controlled the second half.
Well, you're the champions. You're the World Club champions. You're going to go home, and there's going to be a big red cross on your backs, isn't there, this year?
There probably was going to be one there anyway, so that doesn't really worry us. We're getting ready for it anyway.
Well, have a great year.
Cheers, thanks.
Thanks a lot.
I think they will. I think all 3 of the NRL teams who've come over this weekend will have great years in the competition, which begins down under in 2 weeks' time. Well, now we're going to talk to a world champion, in fact, the best in the world. John Wells is with Jonathan Thurston, who's joined us at the touchscreen. John, it's all yours.
Thanks very much, Eddie. Jonathan, first of all, many congratulations. 2015 was a special year for you. 2016 started off pretty good as well. A breakthrough season and added a World Club challenge to the trophy cabinet.
Yes, just a reward for the boys' efforts last year, and to come over here and play, the Rhinos in their own backyard. Obviously been at the top of the table now for a number of years, so World Club champion sounds really well.
Good stuff. I'm going to take you through just a couple of plays. I'd really like your input on these. The first one will take you back to the 21st minute. It was the opening try of the game, the Michael Morgan try. I'm going to pick you up here because I'm interested to know, you're opening the field up for something, and I want to know what you're saying to the boys at this stage.
Yeah, we're just trying to hit our spots. We like to go probably a shift type of play, and our big boys, that's our pack. They get us a great roll on, and it's great to play off the back of that. So the boys get a quick play of the ball, and then it's easy for me and Morgo to play off the back of that.
Is the position on the field where Tamo ends up, is that significant? Is it on this left-hand post?
Yeah, that's right. We just want to be on the other side of that post and put 4 on the left, and if they're too short there, the boys will go down there, and then we've got numbers and shape coming back to the far edge.
So this is still a play that could be, someone could override this if they get the numbers wrong on the short side, but your primary play's out here now.
Yeah, that's right. So we've got good shape here. We've got good numbers coming back at the ball, holding them up. Great support play.
Great line by Ethan.
Line exactly by Big Eve, who pulls a 3-man in, and Morgo, you just got to get the ball in his hands at the right time and watch him do the rest.
We've got the same try from behind. So at this point, Granville does a great job, gets out. How good is it playing behind a hooker like that? He can buy you so much time, can't he?
Yeah, that's right. We've really struggled with the 9 and the past when Aaron Payne retired, and he's been great for us. And all I got to do here is just square up the 4-man, which I do, which is a great line by Ethan. I think that's Rob. Maybe he gets caught in no man's land, and the centre's out wide here, and there's the gap for Morgo to run through.
It was a great opening try. I'll take you on then to the second try, the Kyle Felt try in the second half. I thought Ben Hannant, by the way, he was outstanding for you. After half-time, great 20-minute stint that really spearheaded your pack. You must be very pleased with the work that you put forward, Steve.
Yeah, our middle third have been great for us, for the last couple of years. And, as a half, it's just so great to play behind them. And, they really lay a platform for us. And, when you're playing a bit behind such a great pack, it makes my job so much easier.
And speaking, I'm not trying to retire. You've got plenty of years ahead of you yet, I'm sure. But I want to talk about the guy who moved from fullback last year to stand off. The guy outside you. He's a special talent, isn't he? And he's going to be there for the Cowboys for some years to come.
Yeah, that's right. He's got many years ahead of him, and like I said, middle third lay a platform for us, and all you need to do is create space for him, and that's what we're trying to do for Morgo. He's got great speed, he's 95 kilos, he's got good power, he can break through tackles, and if you get him one-on-one, more often than not, he beats those tackles.
And a nice smiley personality as well. I had a privilege of talking to him before the game. He was looking forward to it, looking forward to being able to contribute like this. Again, the significance of this, we're opening up the field again, are we, for a...
Yeah, that's right. We're getting into our field position. Like I said, we've got shape on the short side there. They can override that. And then we've got good stomach shape and coming back. Numbers pushing forward through the ball. And that's what we want to do. We want to play tight here. Hold these numbers up, and here's all the space out here.
So it's about tying up these defenders here, making sure that they can't slide off.
That's right. That's what you want to do.
In which case, I'm going to take you back here. I spoke to Trent Robinson, Sydney Roosters, on Friday night. He gave me a bit of a masterclass, taught me a few things. Have a look at the adjustments here from Hannant. This must be pleasing to see. Hannant reloading and Morgan reloading as well. I mean, those things don't happen by accident. That's a lot of work that goes into that.
Yeah, that's right. You can see where they're getting nice and tight support there, holding them up. And that's all we need to do. Look how much space. We've got three numbers playing at 25 metres, and more often than not, the boy makes the right decision, and these boys have got great speed and great power, and when you see in that try, Felty just, too much power there.
You'll see the power at the end of it. It doesn't happen often to Rhino, I can tell you.
He's a monster, and, the Rhinos, they get their set started off the back of Ryan Hall, so he's a world-class player, and good work by Felty to get that try.
And shades of the last play of the grand final as well. Thurston to Morgan, over the top to Felt, and that's some fend. As I said, it's a rare occurrence.
It's a very rare occurrence.
You want to pass that on to Kyle, he should be very pleased with himself there.
Yeah, he should be. The right edge, they were outstanding in attack and defence tonight, so they deserve a lot of credit for the way we played. And I can't wrap our middle third up that later platform. In that first half, it was tit for tat. We turned over a bit of possession, but our middle third defended really well. The movements from them was great, and in the end, we got a bit of ball in the second half, and you could see what we could do with that.
Jonathan, you're cold, you're shivering. I'm going to let you get off. I'm going to say a big thank you. You're a class act. The kids especially have responded really well to you since you've been over here. Thank you for joining us at the screen. Thanks for the insight. Go get a bath and an early night.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Cheers. Back to you, Eddie.
Fantastic stuff. And yes, thank you to Jonathan Thurston. Shivering and dithering, talking to John Wells. And that wasn't nerves because he was talking to John, believe me. Just absolutely chilled to the marrow. But we have had three fantastic contributions during this World Club Series from Trent Robinson, Darius Boyd last night, and tonight Jonathan Thurston. And that's the prize that they go home with this evening, the Dacia World Club Challenge Trophy. They are the best club side in the world. And such a shame that the Leeds Rhinos couldn't do what we all hoped they would do for the Super League, because they were so near and yet so far in terms of what happened in that first half. Remember, 4-4 at the half-time siren. Hope sprung eternal. Poor old Ash Hanley spilled the ball. He recovered brilliantly. 4 of 5 fabulous takes from him later on, but sadly, just too much for the Leeds Rhinos to do. Delight for the Cowboys. Delight for the NRL. I wonder what Brian McDermott, the Leeds Rhinos coach, has made of it all. He's talking to Bill.
Brian, massive first half effort, and what you didn't need was them getting a foothold early in the second, which is what they did, and you never were able to get it back.
Yeah, I think that pretty much describes it, captures it really. I thought we had a huge dig in that first half, and probably, not probably, I thought Queensland attacked a little bit more fluent than we did in that first half. Without some heroic defence, there may have been a try or two up, but such a big shift we did in that first half that we needed something to go our way in the first 10-15 minutes of that second half, and it didn't. And it's a scoreline which hurts. It's a scoreline which hurts, and I'm not going to say it's in it doesn't reflect the game. It does. You know, they executed. You know, a couple of little jaggy tries they got there, but you get those in games, and you know we'll wear those. But to concede that many points, which that's tough. That.
I know. I mean, you always say that the scoreline does tell the story, but I think if you were looking at that scoreline and not aware of what effort had gone in the first 40 minutes, then you'd get the wrong impression of that Leeds Rhinos effort.
Yeah. Well, you know. Every coach comes on and tries to tell everybody what rugby league's about, and I don't want to get down to that, but North Queensland carried the ball, and I thought the physicality of their I don't know what you want to call it, midfield carries, when they were coming up the middle of the field and they were getting it to their big fellas, that started to take its toll in that second half. Therefore, it applied pressure. Therefore, we ended up dropping off or dropping the ball and coming up with errors. And not only they had some bounce to the ball in the first half, but I didn't think we were great either. And I don't think that's because we're a poor team. I think that's because they applied so much pressure on us that we ended up coming up with some errors. So it does reflect the game. It does. It is. It's a fair reflection. I don't think they unpicked us. I don't think they played some stuff there that we couldn't defend. You know, from an even start, if you like. But it's just the pressure that they applied. Which, if you want to pin me down and say what's the difference between the two teams, you know, the two competitions, is the pressure that, you know, the players play under, I suppose.
Any complaints about Mitch Garbutt's sending off?
No, it was silly. It was silly from Mitch. You know, there was some provocation. He's defending his teammate and all that carry on, and with that way. But it was a silly thing to do from Mitch, and it's not like him.
Brian, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, he's always honest. He's always forthright with his opinions. Brian McDermott, he joins the list of British coaches this weekend, I'm afraid. That includes, of course, all three of the competitors from the Super League were British coaches. Kieran Cunningham, Sean Wayne and Brian McDermott. They will have one devil of a weekend to look back on. I don't know where we go from here, quite frankly, because you look at the scorelines in all three matches, they are blowouts. Yeah. Are we... It's an old... We've asked you each night this. Yeah. All three nights. Are we as poor in the Super League as those scorelines seem to suggest? Because we think of the Grand Final, we think of the Challenge Cup, we think of the playoffs over here. Fantastic entertainment from start to finish. Where are we going wrong, Sam, in 30 seconds?
I don't know exactly where we're going wrong, but going on the back of what Ryan Hall said in his interview, I don't think those the scores this weekend are a fair reflection on Super League. You know, Leeds had that fabulous start, but they needed that and a little bit more in the second half. I think, you know, and we've spoke about the differences between Super League and the Australian NRL, you know, over the last few days. But let's remember as well the salary cap. You know, these blokes, they've got double the salary cap. They've got 10 of our best English players in Australia, as well as all their own. You know, if we could have all our best English and 10 of the best Australians, we'd have a stronger comp as well.
And you said privately before that there's not that much difference between you've played in both, so you know firsthand, better than anyone here. You know firsthand. 100%. Is there that much difference? Hand
on heart, I think the top teams in Super League could stick it in the NRL, and people will say, you know, off the back of these three results, you know, that's rubbish. But you know, that's what I firmly believe. I've been there and played the top teams, and it's tough. It is. There's some unbelievable players and teams out there, but you know, although we've come away with 3 bad results, I don't think we've given the best impression of ourselves.
6-0, Steve-O, over 2 years. It doesn't make happy reading, does it?
No, and the thing is that the Rugby Football League and every coach, every player, they've got to look at themselves in the mirror and say, well, we've got to improve. It's as simple as that. We can't...
We've been saying that since
I know
72,
that,
Steve-O, when you won the World Cup.
But the thing is, when you get to a situation where we have our grand final, we have the Wembley final, it's wonderful and all the fans love it, but we seem to forget and push things under the carpet. And I applaud the fact that the RFL has got Wayne Bennett involved in the English section, because he's a man that's ruthless. He will not stand for anybody that's not doing 100%. It is as simple as that. And we've got to learn from the mistakes. 2 years, 6-0.
Let's hope it's 6-3 this time next year. OK, we've put the World Club Challenge to bed and we return to the first Utility Super League this coming weekend. Thursday night, Hull against the Castleford Tigers, 7:30 Sky Sports 2, as the race resumes, of course, to be in this World Club Challenge next year. Friday night, it's Hull KR and the Saints, 7:30, same channel. And on Sunday, Catalan against Leeds, 5-5 on the same channel as well. Great to see Sam, Steve-O. It's auf Wiedersehen, not goodbye. Bye-bye. Thurston. Thurston lays the pass off to Morgan, and Morgan's in for the first try. Burrow is the dummy half, looks for the runner, it's Cuthbert's in here, it's Burrow! Burrow scores a try for the Rhinos!
You little beauty!
There is silence, and it is deafening around Headingley. Campbell showed it to one, got it away to Thurston! Thurston scores! The North Queensland Cowboys are world champions 2016.
Enjoy Sky Sports Live on all screens, on the go,